Good evening, folks, and welcome to some more Quest for Glory. As we just wait for it all to get... Great, okay, there we go. So, this is the second game in the series in which we are already a hero from the first one. So we've imported our save. I did go back and make sure I had a few extra things boosting the stats to make the game a little bit easier, because combat in this particular remake is really rough, actually. So I did try to make sure I boosted my magic. Because our new maximum in this game is 200 for a stat. So there's... This remake came out in 2008, and the original game was from 1990. Also, welcome everyone, for folks that are here. So, this one allows you to either do the point-and-click of the VGA version of Quest for Glory 1 that I played last week, or you can use the text parser, or a combination. Alright, and so it begins. Is it not amazing how quickly we set up this inn? The Caddis Tail Inn is already the center of Shapir's entertainment. Where else can you watch Shima dance? You know you will always have a place to stay and fine food to eat in Shapir. Shamin, Shima, and I cannot thank you enough for helping us recover our stolen treasure. It is good to be back home, even though I had troubling news. My old friend Arus al-Din, the emir of Rasir, is missing. He was a good man, but not as wise as I. But you have not even seen our beautiful Shapir, and already I speak of problems. You need to go out, explore, and discover why this is indeed a land of enchantment. Of course, we can still talk to Abdullah. I am Abdullah Du. This is an old family name. I've heard that Rasir has become a grim and unpleasant place to be now that my good friend Arus is no longer the emir. I've heard that in Rasir they now forbid people to speak to one another. How can one live in such a way? The land of Shapir may be plagued with elementals and jinns, but this city will ever stand as long as there are heroes such as yourself. There are a lot of things that can be talked about. If you had not returned our stolen carpet and treasures, I would still be sitting there, wasting away to a mere shadow of myself. However, we're not going to go too much into the details. Mostly because tonight, I want to try and get through the entire game, but I'm not exactly how sure that easily that will work. So we're going to put the combat things down a little bit, boost up the speed a bit, so that we move a little bit faster. But if you put it at completely high speed, it goes crazy fast and some things are difficult to do. Shamin, in the tongue of my kindred, means he of the lion. Much happens in Shapir. What would you have me tell you about, hero friend? I have heard that the armies that the Sultan sent to Rasir was destroyed by a great wind. So we need to actually go out and explore a little bit. You, stranger, you're just in luck. I got everything you need right here. You need map? I got a map. You need a compass? I got a compass. You need souvenirs of Shapir for friends and relatives? I got the best souvenirs in town. Oh, you look like such a fine person. Have I got a deal for you? Oh, hey, Houston Smith, thank you for the donation. Yes, it's the same hero. It continues his story, although he's mostly just a stand-in for the player as to what kind of class and such you want to play. But in the game, it's your character's story throughout the 5 games of the entire series. Also, my apologies if I am getting not watching chat as much while reading the dialogue. Special today only, I sell you a genuine made-in-Japan glow-in-the-dark turban which says my father went to Shapir and all he brought me was... But maybe you gotta no kids. Then what you want is what I got right here. A Shapir in a bottle. You shake it, and you see Shapir in a sandstorm. I sell it just for you, for only twice what it worth. However, the problem is... Wait a minute, what do you think I am, a money changer? Your money, it's no good here. You need to get this changed into dinars and centimes before you can buy something. Although there's no language barrier, there is a money barrier between the games. And so we have to first change all our gold coins from Spielberg over. And this is where the copy protection of the game came into play, because a lot of these old games had copy protection to prevent you, if you didn't actually buy the game, then you would have it to where you would not be able to play the game, or it would be very hard to. In this case, the alleyways of Shapir are very hard to navigate without the map that comes with the manual. Fortunately, I have looked up the manual and so forth for the remake that actually shows where you go. Because otherwise, it is a real pain. You can actually get the directions and then use the street names to be able to find your way. I hope your night is going very well, Houston, as well. The modded boss, some of them look interested. The mod installer that's either available on the Hollow Knight Discord, there should be a link in like the mod discussion channel, is one place. They have the direct link there, and I also try to include it with a number of the modded boss videos as well. And you can get most of them through there. Some of them are only on the Hollow Knight Discord or such, are not necessarily public, and so forth. Yeah, he is moving, running along pretty quick. So we have a stranger to our fair land. Welcome, traveler from afar. Come closer that you might find all that you seek here. I am Dinarzad, changer of money for Shapir. Would you like to exchange something with me? Ooh, very flirty. Alright, so this is a Sierra game, so you save all the time. So we have a lot more money because we imported and boosted our character. Here you are. I just love intimate exchanges like this. And she charges you more the more that you exchange at once. So if you do this by 50 at one time, you pay a smaller cut of the exchange rate. But in the second and third games, you have to exchange your money. The third game just lets you exchange all of it at once. And ordinarily, a new character would only have 150 gold coins. It probably would be Laundry Basket, but sadly, that's not happening tonight. Oh, it's not on the stream screen? 1 second, let me fix it. The problem was that this particular game was difficult to get the stuff to actually show up for the correct resolution, and it's still not all set there, because the screen kind of cuts off the top with the title and the score. But thank you for pointing that out, Ari. Hopefully this means that it will start popping up now. At least I hope. If not, then I will make some more additions to try and fix it. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it is popping up. Let's take a look. Not sure why it is not. Okay, perhaps I can do it this way instead. Because I think this one has the actual thing working. Oh, that's a little too big. Yeah, we're gonna have to go back to the other one, which had it more. Well, I'll have to fix it now. Ah, there we are. Now it's starting to pop up. However, now I have to try and fix this. Okay, so bear with me, as this was a bit unexpected. It might be as good as it gets for now. Alright, I think that's decent enough. If I have to, I'll adjust it some more. And of course, with the, this is the classic Sierra hurricane of puns. Frank the guard marks you with his glare. You suspect he would give you no quarter in a fight. He would likely pound you into rubble. Or ruble. In any case, he has no dime to speak to you, to coin a phrase. To fight him would make no sense. Better to leave him alone for a change. So I don't know if the puns are more dangerous than all the other things in this game. Because this is a Sierra game, everything kills you. Yeah, I had the configuration set up before, but it seems like messing around with it a bit reset it. So that is unfortunate, but it should be good enough. Oh, okay, let me see what the chat box is. Well, that's strange. Oh, it's because the game capture window is... Oh, that's why. Okay, I found out why. So, apologies. This is just me not realizing when I set it up that I put the window with the game capture over the chat box. Well, learning mistakes and all that. So, okay, I got it fixed more or less now. And we're back at the fountain. So now we can go buy a map. Because with the map, we can actually just go to places that we've been to and be able to get around very, very quickly through the city. Alright, map. Of course, we're going to bargain. Take 10% off of everything. You know gonna regret this, boss. Guaranteed the best in town, or you know get your money back. Of course, a compass as well, to see where we are. Now, unlike the first game, where you could kind of do whatever you wanted at your own pace, this game actually has timed limits to a lot of things. Mostly because you're gonna have elementals attack the city at various parts of it after a few days. And you have only a few days to actually stop them before they destroy the city. Okay, so there's a number of different things that we can do now. And there's a number of places on day one that we need to explore and get a lot of shopping done. Jewelry of the finest gems inlaid in rings of gold and silver, necklaces of beautiful stones, things of beauty which will last forever, all of which I sell. Okay, he's not actually the guy we need to talk to. However, we can go to the places that we actually do need to buy. I'm trying to remember, I think he sells pots for sale. Okay, he's not the person we need to talk to. But we have our alchemist over here. He sells us all our pills, which makes it sound like our character is a drug addict in this game. Yes, there will be elementals in this game, although they are pretty easy to beat as a wizard, because they're more puzzle fights rather than actual combat. Ah, I did not notice you come in. This is the apothecary, where one can buy many wondrous pills and oils. I am Herrick. If you need something, just let me know. I am Herrick Attar, which means, in your language, means fire druggist. I was well named. What is it you wish to know? What's his rumors? I've been told that the teeth of a dragon are very useful for components, but I've never been fortunate enough to find any. Okay, he's just got generic stuff about that, so we just need to buy things from him. So he sells his pills in batches of 3, which are very, very handy. Especially because pills are the one thing that carry over into the next game. So we actually want to stock up on a good number of pills. And of course he offers with the money-back guarantee if you die because of one of his pills. Which is very, very handy. Of course. Brass is the essence of all that I sell. Lanterns and lamps, braziers and bottles, tea servers and cups. I have the goods of the finest workers of metal in the city. We actually do need his brass lamp for whenever we have the fire elemental. May this lamp light your darkness. Okay. And then we need to go to the magic shop to learn our new spells. Pleased to meet you, and I mean to please you. Welcome to my little shop of wonders. Wonder what shop it is? It's magic, of course. I am Keep On Laughing, proprietor. Let's see. He says a lot of stuff with puns and so forth. He does point us in the direction of various things, which we actually need. But first, we need to buy our spells. We get Force Bolt and Levitate in this game. If we didn't have other spells like Dazzle from the first game, he would also sell that. Yeah, I've actually played Undertale, Eric. Back when it came out, really. Oh, you can actually pick your nose, Topaz, but sadly I don't have any lockpicking on this character. That death is possible in this game, still. Hey, welcome, Spyrotechnics. Let me see where I last saw it. I'll have to look for it in the back room. I'll be back in a flash with the stash nash. Silly me, I had it here the whole time. Abracadabra and didgeridoo, make the thing appear for you. Okay, so we got the first spell, then we need the second one. So Levitate obviously will just let us float in the air, and Force Bolt is another attack spell, but it also bounces around a lot, which gets used for a variety of puzzles. So we need to talk to him for two things. Wit. If you want to be witty, then search in the city, the nitty-gritty to this ditty. You need magic to find it, 'twas designed by committee. He does a lot of rhyming. Okay, so the enchantress... we find out where she is so that now we can actually go to her home. Because I think you actually need to talk to someone that actually points you in the direction of her house to get in there. Otherwise, you won't be able to answer her questions. Which also is the thing of we need to go to Wit so we can become a full wizard. Yes, the thing about that is that especially with the speed-ups, that happens quite a bit. Okay, so that's where we are. We can continue this way and do one thing that just gets us a little bit of backstory and dialogue and so forth. As there's an astrologer who will tell our fortune. Come in, come in. Oh, is that not you, is it? It is hard for me to tell at such a distance, even with these thick glasses. Come in anyway, and welcome. I am the astrologer of the stars and omens. Who are you that I might know you? Is a name for heroes. It is well that you have come then. The signs show that we will need a hero here soon. So let's ask about our fortune. Oh, well. Let's find out where our fortune is. There we go. If you wish to know your fortune, I will need to know your guiding signs. Tell me about your past and the things you have done. Because of course, all these sort of prophecies and such are 100% accurate in fantasy games, so we can tell them about our adventures in Spielberg. You have lived a most interesting life. I will look into what signs have guided your life thus far, and see how they will affect you in the future. This will take many hours, so you will need to come back some other day. And that's the only thing. He'll just give us our fortune, which will give us some points, rather than actually do anything necessary to advance the story. Oh, 1 second. Wait, which thing with Topaz? I think I saw someone named Topaz shot in the chat. Anitus. That's why. Okay, so if we go this way, we can actually get to the enchantress's house. You could do a simplified version of the alleys, but you really do need to kind of see how bad it is in this game. I don't think this is the right one. Yeah, it's not. I think hers is the other one right off the street. It shows that I don't remember these places very well. Also, if once you learn about wit, cast and detect magic will point you in the direction of wit. Although I know where I need to go to actually finish it. But if you didn't know, then that would be your clue. So, we can of course get ourselves killed by doing something dumb like trying to break into her house with open. You find that you cannot move. I do not welcome those who try to force their entrance into my house. That was exhausting. You don't think you'd survive going through that again. Not with that kind of attitude. Persistence pays off, but this certainly isn't the payoff you had in mind. Next time, use your head, or maybe your knuckles. So now we can knock politely on the door. And now you have to answer things. And of course her riddle is her own name. You may enter freely into my home. Come in, sit down, and we shall speak. Welcome. It is good to have a visitor who understands the proper ways to enter conversation. Because as well, one thing to note is that honor is a stat in this game as well. And it determines whether or not you get the offer to become a paladin at the end of the game, which I'm not looking to do because I'm going to stay a wizard throughout this. Shall we share tea? Of course, who doesn't want tea? The tea is cool and refreshing. You find yourself relaxing as you drink and listen to the sound of flowing water. Oh, I'm sorry to hear, Roanoke. But I hope you have a wonderful evening. Vienpro, thank you for the sub. Now that we have shared tea, what is it for which you have come? My name means highly prized. It was the name of my mother. My magic is very practical. I know many things that go on in this land. Unfortunately, Rasir has been closed to my far seeing since the emir vanished. Soon I will try a different type of spell to see if I can gain more information. The magic I work with most is water magic, of knowledge and true seeing. As water can reflect, I too can reflect spells back upon the caster. There's much magic in this land, some of a very dark nature. Water is the element of healing and life. I use it in all my magical workings. Magic can be used for ill purposes. A foe can seem to be a friend, and the victim is helpless against the foe. The more powerful the magic, the more likely it can be used for evil purposes. My spells allow me to see things at distance and know their true nature. Ibon likes to engage in magical games with visitors every so often. You should ask him about it. Okay, so she don't do rumors. The city was built around the magic fountain which flows freely. It is protected by the mountains and the desert and has known only peace and prosperity until now. You seek the Wizard's Institute of Technorcery. You will need to use the very thing for which you seek it. Rasir was like a twin to Shapir until a year ago this month. The Emir Arus was overthrown and disappeared. His brother now sits upon the throne. There is a darkness over the city through which I cannot see with all my magic. The Emir Arus was a foolish man who ruled more with his heart than his head. There was magic involved in its disappearance. Since he has been gone, the city of Rasir has fallen into dark times, and many have fled the new tyranny. When I try to use Farsi upon the city of Rasir, it is as though the city is wrapped in a web of blackness, which I cannot see through. Which is eventually where we're going to have to go. So, we'll thank her and say goodbye. It's been a pleasure conversing with you. Perhaps we shall share tea again sometime. And of course, anything with the elementals, it's good to visit her, because she'll basically tell you what you need to do to stop said elemental. But now it's time to go and become a full wizard. Oh, I think it turned off my running. Come on. Here we go. Is this the one? Let's see. Yeah, I think this is the one I have to go to. So this is the dead end where we'll find our way into Wit. But by using Detect Magic, we reveal the door, and then with our magic we just open it. You have entered a very strange place. The path you walk upon seems to be carved from ivory. The walls around you seem carved of marble. Between the walls and the path is a gap through which you view total darkness when you look down. When you look up, you see the same limitless black. You have a funny feeling you aren't in Shapir anymore. Hey, Kartik, and welcome. Well, it's part of it was copy protection, Adcot, so that you wouldn't be able to easily find the money changer without using the map that came with the manual. The floor is void. You've been walking through halls hung with the portraits of many wizards. At last you come to some pictures that you recognize. You hear several voices. Who are you that enters the lofty portals of the Wizards' Institute of Technorcery? I want to become a pirate. But that would be the wrong game. Who do you call upon to be your sponsor and mentor in these hallowed halls? So, we could use all these various pictures. To our regret, she has not answered our summons for many years. You must choose another sponsorer. Unfortunately, Arana is not our choice. Zara Sashina, Wizard of the Eastern Woods, emissary of the fairy folk, do you accept Hedrak? Outside of the few spells I gave him, I have no knowledge of his skills or abilities. I will not accept responsibility for him. Azita, Enchantress of Shapir, Wizard of Water, do you accept them? I cannot pass judgment upon the candidate until I've worked with him for some months. I'm unwilling to have someone I do not know well as my initiate. Adavis, Wizard of the Southern Sands, Enchanter of the Elements, do you accept them? You're a man's voice, deep and sonorous. So, a want-to-be wizard seeks me for a master. I am not interested in half-trained novices. However, should you actually become a wizard, you might be of use to me. There is much I can teach you. Until that time, find someone else to paper train you. And of course, the real answer is Erasmus from the first game. However, this one, impertinence. Is it ignorance or folly behind that decision? Are you aware of who you are requesting to train you? The one you are referring to has been exiled from the Wizards' Institute of Technorcery and will not be able to train you here. Do you abide with your decision? Yep. If you are truly so eager to practice the forbidden arts, go ahead and seek out this individual on your own. You are no longer welcome here. Go. Unfortunately, this puts us in Quest for Glory 4, and we're not really ready for this. Apparently, you're now in the land where this mysterious magician resides. It seems the Wizards of Wit didn't really go out of their way to pick a pleasant place for you to appear. In fact, they may have very well chosen the worst landing spot. With your current skills, there's no way you can survive in a hostile environment like this. Now you know why Quest for Glory 3 didn't take place here. And now we can just skip ahead through the dialogue. But yeah, there's a few. That's one way to get killed there. But that's only the remake. The actual base game didn't let you pick the Dark Master as your sponsor, for real. Oh yeah, Ajik would not be the correct choice. There's a moment of silence. Do you actually request such a whimsical wizard to be your sponsor? It was the choice he made, but you know what Erasmus is like. Do we really have to endure his sense of levity? It was the initiate's decision. Let him abide with it. Very well. Magister Erasmus of Zauberberg, Archmage Extraordinaire, do you accept Hedrak? You hear the familiar voice of Erasmus. Let me see, Hedrak, ah yes, the young hero who was so bright. You hear the squeaky voice of Fenris. You think anyone who laughs at one of your jokes to be intelligent. A good sense of humor is an excellent indicator of superior intellect. Yes, but the key word is good. Erasmus, do you or do you not accept Hedrak? I, Magister Erasmus of Zauberberg, do accept Hedrak. Of course, now, Hero Spielberg, before you can be initiated into wit, Wizard's Institute of Technorcery, you must first prove you are magically and mentally worthy. You will be presented with a choice of 3 objects. Using the spells at your command, you must choose the correct object, move it to the stand, and cause it to ring using only 3 spells. The choice of the first 2 spells should be self-evident, and the third is also Erasmus. Oh, alright. Well, good luck, young hero. Remember the joke about the man who grew mellow as he grew balder. He no longer had harebrained schemes? No, he no longer had such a hair-triggered temper. Erasmus. Very well then, young hero, please step into the dark room. Purely a formality, don't worry about a thing. Ouch, my forehead. So, yeah, yes, I will try to work through the entire series as soon as I can. But yes, they have many, many puns throughout this series. You find yourself in a strange place. For some reason, you cannot move your feet, although you see nothing constraining them. A strange feeling passes through you as though someone were examining you closely. So the first thing to do is to cast Detect Magic. I see that this is the one I need. So I cast Fetch on it. And then I cast Trigger to make it ring. Very good. You have shown yourself very capable in figuring out the spells needed for the pretest. However, before you can be considered a true wizard, you must pass the trial of initiation which the Wizards of Wit will give you. I warn you, this test will take all your wits and magical skill in order to succeed. If you succeed, you will then face, but I can say no more. Say no more. So, hero, good luck. Promises, promises. You said you would say no more. Oh, Fenris. So at this point, we do a much more elaborate set of tests. You have shown yourself to be resourceful in your use of spells under simple conditions. To become a wizard, you must prove that you are capable of using magic under time-critical and life-threatening conditions. You will be presented in a series of 4 tests. They will require all your intelligence and magic. Should you fail, your very life may be endangered. Will you accept the challenge and walk the path of wizardry? Of course. Of course, the entire thing is you actually can't die on this. It just kicks you out. And you have to do it again. Find yourself walking on a narrow path leading to the edge of infinity. You hear only your own footsteps. You must now stand into the wind. So we'll just start doing we'll do a quick save so that we can back this up in case we screw it up. So with this one, we need to use Fetch. However, now it's coming right at us. So we just levitate above it. Easy. Uh-oh. Wait a sec. I think my game fell off. One of my tablets fell off, and that seemed to have messed it up. Wait. Why didn't that fetch anything? I guess my wizard skills weren't all that good. See, that's what should have happened. We must now face Raging Earth and Stone. Now, of course, some of these things require you to click on the right area. So we cast Trigger, which wakes up the Stone Beast. Cast Calm, so that it's no longer bothering us. Pose Dramatically, which is the most important wizard spell. And then when it wakes up, calm it down some more. Mario Kart Rainbow Road, you must now overcome the subtle strengths of water and ice. Because we're a wizard, Ocho, obviously. All wizards play on Rainbow Road. So with this, we use Flame Dart the first time. If you keep using Flame Dart, you'll eventually flood yourself off the path. So instead, we need to use our Force Bolt, which keeps ricocheting off the ice to push it away. You must now withstand the fury of my flames. So there's actually a game over that occurs after you finish the test, so I need to save here for sure. So if we just open the door, we'll be burned by the flames. So we use that. With the door open, the fire's heat becomes more intense. Use Calm to have the flames die down, only to reveal a hole burned into the pathway. But we still can't close the door on our own yet. So we can just fetch it. Say, have you figured this out, or are you just playing it by ear? And we need to knock the door over, so Force Bolt right at the top. You did it! You're at wit's end. You have proven yourself worthy of the Wizards Institute of Technorcery and Erasmus's faith. Congratulations, you are now a wizard initiate. Now you have outgrown the childish hero business and can devote yourself to years of metaphysical musings and esoteric exercises designed to invigorate your intellect and manipulate your mental and magical muscles. You have passed this day from the lesser mortal plane into the realm of wizards. You are now qualified to begin your postgraduate magical training. In 15 or 20 years, you will be ready to return to the world of mere men. Until that time, you will bask in the sunshine and security of academia, knowing you shall receive the best of all possible educations. Ahead of you are the wonders of wizardry. Behind you are all the petty problems inherent in the mud-made land. You have passed beyond those weaklings who depend upon your skills and dare to call you friend. You will now learn the real magic of the Wizards Institute of Technorcery, knowledge gained through careful study. Walk away from the world of those fools who claim they need you. You are more than just a hero now, you are a scholar. You have only to take the oath that you will ignore and forget about those who said they needed you in the land of Shapir, and devote yourself to the improvement of your mind and magic. Will you take the oath? But of course, it's a game over to say yes. Welcome to the Wizards Institute of Technorcery. You walk into the hallowed halls of the ivory towers of wit and devote your next 20 years of your life to learning. You become one of the greatest scholars of all time upon the subject of scrying scrolls. You never did return to Shapir again because, for some reason, the wit wizards were unable to explain. The door to that land became permanently closed. They believe it had something to do with the land being destroyed. After years of study, you have become a very knowledgeable wizard. However, on occasion, you find yourself wondering what happened to Abdullah, the Kata, and all your other friends in Shapir. You wonder, would it have been better to have endured your trial by fire? So yeah, we don't get out of the adventure that easily. Exactly. Unfortunately, though, we have to care about our friends in this game. Alright, so this time, we have to say no. Hey, Paris number 1. We are playing Quest for Glory 2. We have passed the test to become a wizard. And it didn't even take 6 books to do that. Okay, so, nope. Well, it is obvious you think being a hero is more important than being a scholar. Perhaps someday, when you have matured a bit, you will comprehend the enormity of the education you have ignored. The Wizards Institute of Technorcery is for real wizards rather than the real world. You hear the voice of Erasmus again. Congratulations, you have shown exceptional intelligence by refusing to take their silly oath. After all, what good is magic or knowledge unless you use it? My graduation present for you is the reversal spell. You may recall the kobold's use of it against you in Spielberg. Cast reversal and magical attacks directed at you will rebound to their caster, but take care it will not help against the indirect effects of other spells. You feel the thrill of knowledge, and we can cast reversal. You should now return to Shapir. They really need a wizard hero like you there. Remember, those who can, do, and those who can't, tell others what to do. Fenris, when is a rat not a rat? When it turns into its rat hole? No, when it's eradicated. Say, what did the rat say as he fell 12,000 feet straight down? It's a long way to tip a ratty, or maybe, cheese it, I swiss I knew I hadn't gone this way. Oh, that's so many puns. Oh, alright, what did the rat say? I'm not sure either, but I know a way to find out. Care to volunteer? I guess I blew it. I gotta be gooda for a while, right? Right, at any rate, good luck and farewell. And among the other things, we are no longer a magic user, we're a real wizard now. However, are we really the same person after surviving all those puns? That is a lot of cheese puns indeed. Alright, so next thing we need to do... Actually, the Fighters Plaza. So, we need to buy some water skins. The finest in leather work is what I sell to you, hero from a distant land. My leather is noted for the world over for its beauty and durability. We're going to need a few. Although we're not actually going to go into the desert, because we really don't need to go into the desert much. There's only a few things out there, and we're not actually concerned with actual fighting in this playthrough. Cloth of the finest weaves and loveliest of colors, cloths to entice the touch, veils to reveal and conceal. All this I have and more. You can now attest to how comfortable and conforming my wares are, for you wear them well. I think we need a cloth bag from him. Yeah. The weapon shop, we actually don't have anything that we need in here. I am Rasir, and this is my weapon shop. I make the best swords and daggers. What do you want? We don't want anything. We're a wimpy wizard. So we need to go to the Adventurers Guild. And we'll talk with him. My name is Rasha Rakesh Satarna. I am called Rakesh. I am of the Liontar people. The Sultan commanded me to Shapir to aid against the dark magic which even now hovers near the city. I fear, though, that I am not the hero I once was. Perhaps you will become the hero they need. Yeah, there's a lot of cheese puns. We are a proud race of strong warriors, although we do tend to be a bit vain and perhaps a bit boastful. A true hero knows what must be done when is needed, and he must be able to do it. Let's see, rumors. Stories told about Rasir lead one to suspect that it is not a very pleasant place to be. No kidding. It's a very fine kingdom and its ruler is very wise, but there are signs of dark magic seeking to overwhelm Shapir. This place is very much a home for me. When I was younger, I did much adventuring and exploring. That was, of course, before my leg was injured. I do not travel much now. I am here at the Sultan's request. This will be important in Quest for Glory 3. My leg was damaged a long time ago when I tried to fight a demon that was destroying my people. The demon struck me with its poisoned tail. The bone was shattered, and because of the poison, the leg did not heal correctly, even with magic. The demon was sent by a wizard who sought to overthrow my kingdom. I defeated the demon and eventually the wizard, but I had to give up the rule of my kingdom to my brother. The wizard turned out to be a demon who sought through magical means to break the barriers between his world and ours. It took many years, but I at last managed to send the demon wizard back to his own world. I ruled the kingdom of Tarna until I had to choose between ruling my people or preventing the wizard from doing greater evil. I do not regret the choice I made. The kingdom of Tarna lies to the southwest many, many miles from here. I have not seen it for a very long while. That's also where the third game takes place. My brother became a most wise ruler of Tarna, and I learned what it is to be a paladin. The way of the paladin is to seek to know what truly is. The paladin strives to learn his own inner nature, and that of others. The paladin does whatever needs to be done to bring light to the world. Favorite cheese? I don't know. That's a tough one. I mean, Gouda is very good. Not for glory, not for gain, the paladin becomes a paladin because it is his will. The will is the very essence of your soul. So that's a lot of details. But it's more the foreshadowing, like the Katas and Abdullah were for the first game. For the second game. Ah, the hero of the Katas, you must have some reputation already to hear the merchants talk. If you're as good as they say you are, then you must be plenty good. Abi Ahura, I'd be honored you visit here. Let's sign our name in the adventurer's log with a flourish, because it's worth points. Oh, yeah. So we have various things as well here. It will be given to the one who restores the emir to his rightful place in the palace at Rasir, the sum of 1,000 dinars. By order of the Sultan, Those who willing to brave the desert should see Karakatar for various spell components, which we won't be worried about. There's a need for a spell of great power in the whirling part of a dervish. Inquire at the magic shop. And then the last one is the way of the paladin, to seek, to learn, to do. Probably just Rakesh posting fortune cookie wisdom. Alright, well you have a great night, Eru. 1 second, I need to get a drink. This is a lot of talking. Alright, there we go. Oh, I'm not a huge fan of blue cheese myself. Means fruiting in my people's voice. My people be very far from here. I be somebody warrior, but cannot be wife and warrior, so I be coming to Shapir to find father so I can bear child. Now I have Simba and remain a warrior. Oh yeah, so she has her baby as well. However, she also can train you in fighting. We're only going to do this once because we're a weak wizard. We cannot, and she doesn't do magic, so this is a great place to raise all your fighting skills. Yeah, well, I mean, the mouth animations are all as good as it can be for what it is. And needless to say, she's gonna beat me very badly. Let's fight! For a number of reasons. Now, I should point out, this makes it look like I'm doing well. Oh, that's what it is, because it's on easy difficulty. Okay. Because normally, she does like all these combos. But it seems on easy difficulty, she doesn't do them. Because she like staggers you like 5 hits at once. But with her parrying, this is probably not going to work out for well. So needless to say, this is also why combat's annoying, because you can move back and forward. And as well, it takes a lot to actually get used to. Critical hit. She also does a combo whenever you get up right next to her. Yeah, this is definitely on easy difficulty. I wouldn't be able to spam this. Yeah, this is what, if you do it on easy difficulty, this is what happens. I'll put it to harder difficulty in a moment. I lose when I hit 0 stamina. Yeah. Okay. Let's put it on hard mode and you'll see how easily she beats me. For true regret. She'll also point out things of like combos and such that you can do. See, she like parries everything. I've got 1 hit. 2 hits. That's like great. She's not doing her stagger combo things. I think after you fight her for a while, that might be the case. But after this one, I'm not fighting her again, because there's no reason to. I won't need actual physical combat in the rest of the game. Oh, now she's like... Yeah, she's much harder to beat on hard difficulty. Mostly to have fun, Ocho. And also to get better at it. Okay, talk to the baby. Goo goo gaga goo. Poltergeists make up the principal types of spontaneous material manifestations. Don't bother, he only likes to try to show off. Of course, for some reason, Uhura would have your head off before you got 10 feet. Besides, there is no baby market in Shapir. I like how picking up the baby automatically assumes you're trying to kidnap the baby. So that concludes the Adventurers Guild stuff. If we were a fighter, then we would be more concerned with the actual stuff there. Okay, I think that's everything in the city on day 1. At least I want to believe that it is the case. Actually, there is one other thing we need to do. We do need to raise some magic skills in between days. One of the easiest ways to get killed as well is to be dumb and blast yourself with magic. You're so exhausted. Okay. Ouch, why do you treat yourself so inappropriately? That really hurt, but it only really hurt for a few moments. The pain is quite gone now. So is every other sensation. Taking quick stock of your condition, you find the reason. You're dead. Better aim elsewhere next time. Yeah. Oh, a kidnapping pun would be terrible. So instead, we do need to boost our flame dart. So instead, we need to... Actually, wait, my stamina's at 0, so how's my health doing? Okay, I can only do one more flame dart anyway. Because we want to max it out because we're going to need it for the the earth elemental much later in the day, so not this day, but later on. There's 17 days that you spend in Shapir, and then the rest of the time is spent when you go to Rasir. So any kind of training that you want to do for the next game, you need to do during that time. Stop dying. Most of the time I'm showing off the various deaths that can be done with it rather than actually trying to get killed. And you get various meals for free because of helping them in the first game, which is very handy. Oh, yeah, I must give you something. He gives you the key to the inn. In case you do not make it back to the inn before closing time, take our spare key. We lock it shortly after midnight. So this allows us to come and go as we please. Because at night, there's so many more things that we can do to get things, get in trouble. For instance. What are you doing there? Do you not know that practicing magic is best done outside of the city? Do not let me see you using magic around here again, unless it is needed. Bam. The guard said, I warned you once, as he hauls you off to the local pokey. Now play it again, Sam. No, there's no Avatar elemental. There's just 4 elementals, although the remake has a 5th Jokin Pizza elemental. Let's see. I think I can actually get one for killing them. Casting spells when guards are around is not the wisest course of action. And of course they don't like it if I throw knives at them either. Throwing knives when guards are around is not the wisest course of action. Fortunately, whether or not they kill you or just take you to jail, either way your adventure's over. There is another thing where we can... So you see, we're going to need that bellows to deal with the air elemental. However, if we destroy it, the game becomes unwinnable, so the game immediately has you die with the air elemental destroying the city. Nicely done, hero. You've just destroyed the only bellows in the city. Too bad there's no bellows doctor here, because these need major healing. As soon as you destroy the bellows, the city's destroyed. Yeah, there is a pizza elemental as a joke, Because the later games have it to where they joke that the fifth element was pizza. This especially shows up in the fourth game. The city is destroyed. Great job, hero. Think of all the experience I got for destroying the city. So we do need those bellows at some point, and we don't want to destroy them. But the it skips straight to the air elemental destroying the city because the game would have been unwinnable at that point. So it's actually kind of merciful, since quite a few of these games would certainly make the game continue on and then realize that, oh crap, you can't actually win the game anymore. So on day 2, we can do some more things. Mostly, also, Shima dances. So if you ever wanted to see a scantily clad cat dance, that is what happens in night 2. Do not forget that Shima dances this night. Ah, there you are. I've been looking for you. Although for the life of me, I can't imagine why. Okay, so his thing is, he's going to sell us a Saurus whether or not we want one. Of course, we need to buy this one. However, if we keep refusing him, we can get a game over. He talks a lot, though, so we're going to skip the major dialogue until the end. Like, a lot. It would take several minutes to go through all the dialogue. And he makes many of Saurus puns, of the Saurus. And of course, after we do this, we will purchase it, because we will need it. In this game, it is in our inventory that will only have the registration for it. In the original game, you actually had the Saurus in your inventory. That's it, I give up. I've tried to help you save the universe and you won't even buy my lousy Saurus. After all I've gone through just so you could win this stupid game sequel, you wouldn't know a hint if it knocked you on the head. In fact, you wouldn't even know your own head. If you don't buy my Saurus this time, I'm gonna pack up my lot and then see if you can win the game. We'll see who laughs last. Ha ha! Challenge accepted. You just can't take a hint, can you? The Saurus you should have bought went to the wrong customer, and the entire free world will soon be enslaved as a result. So instead, we're just gonna buy the Saurus. You pay the man his money. Ah, true love at first sight, and what a sight for Saurus eyes. Seeing that you two kids are hitting it off from the start, it sounds like a good time to start heading off. And we never see him again. I will be honored to put your Saurus back into the stable for you. And now if we want to, we can just dramatically ride our Saurus into the desert. I forget exactly where you find the pizza elemental. I didn't bother finding it in the remake. It's not in the base game, it's just in this remake. The rock was heavy, but you managed to move it off the feather. We will need this much later. And we don't want to disturb the griffin, because it will then attack us. Also, we'll lose honor if we kill it. I wonder if it's available at this day. Nope, I guess not. Uh-oh. So yeah, this... Oh goodness, thank goodness this is on easy. Because all this guy does... On harder difficulties, this guy just throws infinite daggers. And faster than you can cast spells. Wait, where did my Saurus go? Dang fangled brigands. So the other thing is you can't cast in melee range. I am very glad this is on easy difficulty. Because their non-stop daggers is so annoying. Okay, so we need to find our Saurus because it's our quick and easy way back to... There it is. We can always just use the mouth command on our Saurus to go back to the city. No, he always returns to the spot that you were attacked at. And the guard will be kind enough to put it back into our thing for us. Alright, do we actually have some mana points? Yeah, we do. Among other things, we need to boost our reversal spell because we'll need it for the finale. And with the skill that we had when we learned it, it would wear off almost instantly, as you kind of saw. So once we get to a decent skill with it... Not to mention, this is basically the best thing that you can do as a wizard to just try and get your stuff boosted up. Alright, time for cat dance stuff. Yeah, as much as I'm not very fond of, like, puns and such, Ocho, I do have a lot of fun with the game. And I liked playing through this series. Even though the humor is very quirky and oddball at times. Well, this is the remake for it. I think it was only the 16-bit color, or 16 colors. Or maybe it was 256 colors with the original one. But the text parser and everything made it a little bit more difficult to play. I guess unless you were really used to, like, the text parser stuff. Yeah, that's, You're an 8-ball? I suppose that's one way to mention it. You applaud long and hard for your friend Shima's dancing prowess. And there we go. That's her dance. She actually does the same exact one on another night. But we're gonna skip it since it's exactly the same. And now that I think about it, putting it on easy mode probably means the Earth Elemental will die to the Flame Darts before it even gets into battle. There was very little music. Okay, so it's day 3. I think day 4 is when the Fire Elemental starts. The poet Omar will thrill all who hear with his words of song after the setting of the sun in our own inn. No, it's day 5 that the Fire Elemental does stuff. So we just gotta keep setting things on fire. It's good that none of the guards actually come down this alley. Oh, and unfortunately, I like Rana's piece from the first game. The inn does not restore all your health and mana. Come on, I'll get the right cursor eventually. I know. They walk through the plaza, but they just don't hear the any of the stuff going on. Let's see. Okay, so he just mentions that much evil is in Shapir. We are a little people and few, but like the grains of the sand, we will always belong to the desert. It's to raise my flame dart, Kartik, because I'm going to need it boosted up for later on. I only need 2 spells boosted to finish the game. And even then, I don't technically need them boosted, but it's something to kill time between rest and for the days for the actual events. The poet will soon speak if you will but be seated. In the month of the serpent, in the year of the djinn, a shadow passed over the cattails inn. Astrologers... Wait, I forgot to go back to the astrologer. We'll have to do that the next day. Foretell that doom shall come to dwell, and Shapir shall be but sand upon the wind. Oh, inn and wind. That's the rhyme scheme. Comes a hero from the north, riding on the very air, and the sign is the first to then beware. For darkness soon shall fall and shadow cover all, the city and the ones now living there. The first doom shall be fire, which shall burn the very stone, the next is air, and rocks are overthrown. Earth shall be the third, and then the final doom is heard, the water gone, the city parched but like bone. It also is basically telling us what we have to prepare for. Unless the one called hero is the hero true indeed, who comes to help the city in its need, then we'll face the depths of doom and the darkness of the tomb. From the elemental's master we are freed. The next day we'll get the thing that the fire elemental is causing stuff. There are 5 Quest for Glory games, Ocho. The first 4 are much in this kind of thing, more point and click it, and with RPG elements. The 5th game tends to go into more action RPG, with a little bit of point and click elements. I am the poet, teller of tales that all might hear, speaker of speeches, weaver of words for all Shapir, giver of gossip, writer of rhymes, narrator of news, and called Omer, teacher of truths to all now hear. The poet is a source of information and entertainment for the land. Oh, that's... He constantly does all his little rhymes, and then the other guy interprets for them. From the mountains whose tips touch the stars, to the city streets filled with bazaars, to the deserts of flowing golden sand, a tapestry of art across the land. The beauty of this land must be experienced to truly appreciate it. Oh, that's so much. We're not going to listen to all his rhymes. The dark has touched her and turned aside all things of light that once there abide. Rasir is left to crumble in despair, thus wickedness and folly now reside. But in the doer's arrogance and pride, the light grows ever stronger now outside. The hero strives to force the darkness back, and into morning shall be Rasir's guide. The city of Rasir has been overcome by darkness, yet there shall be a hero to return her to the light. I wonder if that's us. Yeah, that was the first one, Kartik. Oh, I didn't actually eat. I didn't have my character eat. You can starve to death if you keep ignoring food. Hero friend, a most strange fire has been seen outside the inn. Take care as you leave. Yes, he is very verbose. The cat merchants could not set up in the plaza outside because of the fire this morning. Your breakfast is delicious. Best breakfast ever. Let's just say he didn't have to worry about, when it says a 2-page limit, he went a little bit beyond 2 pages. Fire sale today. I sell you real wood burned by real fire elemental. Be the first on your block to own this. Oh, he doesn't actually... Can't ask him about the fire elemental, I don't think. Daily news. Maybe that one is fire elemental. The fire elemental, he burned it down this place. I guess maybe he know like his souvenirs. The fire elemental hates souvenirs. And just like I hate this alley. Yeah, whenever you have breakfast, it's just breakfast. But any of the dinner meals that you have at the inn is actually rather described pretty well. Like, we will read one of those descriptions. Okay, so it's day 4, we sleep. And then on the next day, we have to deal with the fire elemental. We actually get like 2 days to deal with each elemental before they grow too big and destroy the city. And it doesn't matter when you deal with it, as long as it's some point in those 2 days. It doesn't get harder the longer you wait. Yeah, they don't know who it is. Lamb falafels and sour cream along with a rabbit curry are part of the meal for you tonight. May it do you good. See, all these descriptions. You have a wonderful meal. There are numerous salads, 2 main courses, fruit, hot mint tea, dessert, and all the bread you could want. You feel stuffed and content. Fortunately, your strenuous regimen as a hero prevents you from looking as round as Abdullah. Well, we're not going to burn the alley tonight. We might need our mana for the next day. Although I think you don't actually need to cast any spells to defeat the fire elemental. I think it's only the air and earth elemental. In fact, now we have our fire elemental right out there. So if we want to get killed for fire-related puns, we can just keep trying to hug the fire elemental. Being fired up really burns you up, doesn't it? Welcome to our exclusive Embers Only club. I'm not sure whether the burns or the puns killed my character. So in order, actually, we need to, if we want the actual full points and explanations and everything, we need to talk to Aziza, each elemental. She basically tells you what to do. And of course, be polite every time. I think you get honor every time that you do it at the story moments. But we have to be heroic. See, we get cool tea now. Perhaps it would be well to show you as well as tell you about such things. Probably quite a few, Ocho, but suffice to say it would be too much to go into detail. There are 4 basic elements which make up the universe: water, earth, air, and fire. Also pizza, but we won't discuss that. An elemental is formed when magic shapes an element into a semblance of a living creature. Elementals are very powerful and destructive. They can be weakened by the contrary element, but they cannot be destroyed. Once weakened, the elemental can be captured. Once captured, the magical nature of the elemental can be used for helpful rather than harmful purposes. The essence of fire is hunger. As long as there's something nearby to burn, it will be able to move freely. It can consume the very bricks which make up the floor of the plazas. Until it is contained, it cannot be controlled. The weakness of fire is water, but the elemental of fire will avoid water by moving away from its source. Unless you find some way to drive or lure the elemental away from the open plazas, where there is much it can burn, to a more confined area, you will not be able to use water against it to capture it. Once it is captured and contained, it behaves as a magical flame. Alright, we have a great night, Ocho. So now, we need something to lure it, so we need to talk to the apothecary. Have you seen the fire elemental? It is magic of the most marvelous kind, so very beautiful to dance in flames. If I but had such a creature at my hands, the pills I could make. All he can think about is his drugs. Fire glowing in the semblance of a man, a marvel to behold and yet a deadly peril as well. Do you understand the fire elemental? You must know the flame. Watch this. Pyrotechnics. See how the flame reacts to incense? Fire is attracted to the things it burns because it is very vain. You know, incense would make quite a lure for the fire elemental. It would be very possible to lure the fire elemental away from the plazas using this incense, and where it is weak from hunger and water, capture it. There's only a... It's like, the fate of the city is based on this incense, if you can just pay this amount. I'll bargain him down. Surely the fate of the city is, worth, lowering your prices, man. At this point, we need to also fill our water skins. And I think buy some more rations. That's cool. Give me some, rations. Alright, so you have to use the incense correctly, otherwise you'll waste it and have to go get more. The incense is finely ground in... Oh, jeez. Come on, follow me. Just splash it with some water. And then capture it in a nice brass lamp. You drop the lamp, and it's very hurt and angry. I have a new flame now, you say to the lamp, and she's the light of my life. You couldn't hold a candle to her, but inside your heart burns the loss of your bright young friend, the lamp. As you pick up the lamp and rub it, a small flame appears. When you rub it again, the flame goes away. You now have a magic lamp. You put the lamp safely away in your backpack. It will be much more handy later on. And that's actually all we needed to do today, other than go see the astrologer for our fortune. Well, that's a good point. Kartik, to be able to get more drugs for him. It is good that you returned. There is much I need to tell you. Alas, never before have I read such troubling signs as those which guide you. Your future is very dark. Darkness will lead you into a tomb. You will walk in fire, earth, water, and air, through temptation, and at last into despair and desolation. Darkness will triumph unless you stop the last light. Maybe you should consider a new line of work and get out of the hero business. Have you considered accounting? No, but I did briefly consider becoming a scholar. Alright, we have a good night, Jack Dina. Wait, do I still have magic points? I do, and I have most of them. So time to burn things. That's actually my skill at. Okay, it's actually pretty high. Oh, this poor alleyway. I feel bad for the two people that live on this alley. Their property values have probably plummeted. Yeah, I do not like the alley, unfortunately. Well, I mean, I do have a fire elemental under my command now. The trial by fire is my own path of flames. Must be sure to consult the astrologer about the fire elemental. It must certainly be a bad omen. I feel like this is the part where we should pull out our magic lamp and be like, this fire elemental? The supper tonight is source stuffed with grapes and saffron rice and honeyed rabbit. This is a specialty of Shapir, and I hope you will like it. So now we actually don't have to do anything until day 7, I think. And it's day 6. But I think if you talk to Rakesh, you get, like, something for defeating the fire elemental. Or maybe that's day 7. Hero of the North, 1,000 thanks for defeating the Thing of Fire. We were forced to flee for our lives when it set the stand of Al-Shika aflame. Wait, I was trying to give him a coin. There we go. Good times. Yeah, not today. Okay, so he doesn't show up until day 7, it seems. That's a lot of different paths. Get our nice little meal. We're gonna skip over it because they start repeating after a while. So burn a few things and then call it a night. And then the next day, I think we have more stuff happen because I think the air elemental actually happens on day 8. So that's kind of the difference between the first game and the second, that you can basically drive the action and you're not actually on a timed set of events. Whereas in the second game, things happen over the 17 days that you have to do, so you kind of have to wait around unless you're actually like trying to grind skills, which has its place. Yeah, we have to scorch the alley. Yeah, the air elemental's next, which we need our bellows for. At which point, there's a few different ways you can get them. Since we're a wimpy wizard, we can't get it through arm wrestling the weapon fighter guy. Oh, okay, give him money. If you want to become a paladin, you have to give the poor guy some money. However, we're giving him a lot of money. Because you do gain honor for doing that. You have saved the city with your courage and your resourcefulness. The land of Shapir is indebted to you. By order of the Sultan, I have been asked to give you this reward for your actions. Hey, 50 dinars. We are all truly fortunate that you came to this land. And that's the thing, interestingly enough, no one else tries to stop these elementals. I mean, I understand that it's more of a gameplay and story segregation thing, but it is still pretty funny. And they ask, what is a hero? Though the answer is very clear, he's the one who faces danger when the darkness hovers near. He will face the fiercest foe when another needs his aid. He will dare to defy death even though he is afraid. He works not just for glory, and he does it not for gain, but because he knows that others will be spared a greater pain. You are most welcome, hero who came here. Okay. I think there's another thing that he does. He won't always follow orders, for he dares to answer why, and unless he likes the reason, he refuses to comply. He will brave the battle boldly, even though he may not win. He will face his fate unflinching, for he is a paladin. That's right, he does all the paladin talk stuff. I think he, like, leaves his coin purse or something. And they ask what is a hero, though the answer is evident. He's the one who faces death knowing that his life's well spent. That he eventually leaves, he leaves his, like, coin purse, and that if you want to be a paladin, you need to return it to him. I think that's what happens, that you leave and then he's left his money behind. Aha. So we return that to him on the next time we see him, and that gives us honor. And you need to do it if you want to become a paladin. Hey, welcome, Collector. We are playing Quest for Glory 2. We've defeated the air elemental. Not the air elemental, the fire elemental. And we're now passing time as we wait for the other elementals to come in. We pass time by destroying an alley with our fire spells. Because we hate this alley. Oh, okay. What was he streaming? I think he was playing Fall Guys? And of course, if we wanted to, we could use the mana pills to just keep blasting things until we maxed out Flame Dart. Wait, did my character actually eat? Yeah, it's starting to repeat the various meals. It's to boost my fire spell, which I want boosted up for the earth elemental. Because it does, I have to actually fight the earth elemental with Flame Dart. It's only vulnerable to fire. Yeah, and Shima dances tonight for the second time. Will you please take this source back to the stables? I have been unable to move it back there. It seems to have been waiting for you. The Saurus is perfectly willing to follow you back to the stables. Pesky Saurus. And there's more that will be done with the Saurus later on. Wait, that means that today is day 8. Which, if I'm not mistaken, means the air elemental is already active. However, I don't have the means to defeat it just yet. Because I need the bellows, and I need the, it's a writhing funnel of air, what a windbag. I need the bellows to contain it, and I need earth to be able to actually slow it down. So it's back to the enchantress for our story time. Well, it's a very nice air elemental, other than the fact that if you leave it alone, it'll destroy the city. So we have our tea, and now we find out about the air elemental. The essence of air is freedom of movement. As long as there is a place for air to go, it will continue to grow in destructive power. Only when it's bound to earth can it be contained. You should ask someone better versed than I in the nature of air how to go about this. Which means we need to talk to Keep On Laughing in the magic shop to be able to get the actual stuff to how to contain it. I heard the gusty air elemental has a tempestuous relationship with his own twister. They had a whirlwind affair, but it's winding down if you catch my drift. Oh, so many puns. Okay. Air elemental. If you're led to behead an airhead, don't let him lead the chase. Glue his shoes with goo blue and throw mud in his face. It's fair to snare the air there, then put him in his place. You have a dearth of earth? That's worth my mirth. I do have some fuller's earth in stock, though. Used to make dark stains on light clothes. If you need it to ground old blowhard, it's yours for a song. Dust in the wind. All you need is dust in the wind. So he gives us a pot of dirt, which will allow us to get the, slow it down. However, since we're a wizard, we have to do it, we don't have actual throwing skill. Actually, I need to ask him about the bellows as well. Go find a fellow who will loan you his bellows, and if you can't play, just take him away, Jay. So, we need to go to the weapon shop. I don't think I can actually convince him. If I remember right, it's something that you use calm and then he'll give them to you. But it's been a while since I remember going that path, so I ended up having to steal them with the fetch spell. You have to wait until night. Hey, welcome, Mr. Squiddy. Hero of the Kata, huh? Only a Kata would call you a hero. Alright, tell about Air Elemental. Maybe that's what I need to do. Fisher, thank you for the sub. You tell Isser about the Air Elemental blowing around near the palace and ask if you might borrow his bellows. Do tell. Well, if you want to use my bellows, then you've got to prove your worth. You'll have to defeat me at arm wrestling. You win, you get the bellows. You lose, I get 20 dinars. We're not gonna do that, because we're a wimpy wizard. He seems much more mellow with our calm spell. Well, since you put it that way, I guess you do need the bellows. I'll get them for you. He gets the bellows down for you, and you put them away. Good thing your spell lasted long enough. Oh, so that's how you do it. You have to just tell Air Elemental. I think the last time I tried it, that it didn't give me that prompt to tell him about it. So, now I actually have everything I need, and I don't have to do any stealing. So since we are a wimpy wizard, and don't know how to actually throw anything, we have to do this a different way. Do I actually have mana? I do not. I'm going to need to take some mana pills, or this won't work very well. We only have a limited amount of earth, so we have to kind of time it. By levitating, we can now throw the earth down at it. This is much more convoluted. You drop some dirt into the funnel. Come on, get on the ground. And now we got some magic bellows. You capture the air elemental in the bellows and proudly put them away. Bam. Now we save the land from 2 elementals. Yes, our character just constantly takes mana pills. They're mana with quotation marks. Actually, we're gonna sleep until morning. Yeah, I think if you were a fighter or a thief, you would just use the throwing skill to throw the earth into it and then capture it with the bellows. Because that's the thing, the changes for each class. I think it's day 11 or 12 when the Earth Elemental attacks. Once the Earth Elemental attacks, then we have some things in the desert we actually need to do. It was most brave and wise of you to defeat the Thing of Air hero of Shapir. Again, the city is safe through your actions. Yep, the city's safe through my actions. Saving the city, it's what I do. Except this alley. This alley needs to be destroyed. Yeah, the first game is really, really simple, Kartik. But as you get further into the series, it actually does get a good bit more complex with the puzzles and such. Like how there was the wit thing for the wizard. Like the thief has some side quests where he can do some stealing. The warrior has like a fighter's guild that he can join. And so that you have a number of different things. Like the paladin is largely a fighter with some, you know, magical abilities, to where the Paladin really kind of bases itself off of being a fighter, although any class can technically become a Paladin at the end of this game. The Wizard actually has a pretty easy time of it. However, because you then count as a fighter, I don't want to go the Paladin path. Although you get a cool fiery sword. Exactly, you get... Look, there's some sacrifices that need to be made. And that alley is the sacrifice to save all of Shapir from 4 elementals. And so many other things threatening it. Pardon me, sir. I need to go into my alley. It is very good that the guards never come back here. Otherwise, training Flame Dart would be much harder. Actually, you'll probably just go into the desert and do it. Like, if you're in the map right outside overlooking Shapir, in the desert, you don't get attacked by random encounters, so you don't have to worry about that. I'd definitely say the ashes of a scorched alley. Okay, day 10 is dawning. I'm pretty sure day 12 is when the Earth Elemental starts. So I think on day 11 is when Omar returns to do poetry at the Cattail Inn, which is when we can return his purse to him. And of course, we can return it with the money inside, which is how we get the honor from that. Rather be like, yeah man, it was totally empty when we found it. So the other thing is that if you waited too long with the elementals, then when the morning comes, you would just simply die. You just see the said elemental destroy the city, like how the air elemental destroyed it when I burned the bellows. And of course, there are more dialogues and such in backstory with stuff. I have tried to go through a little bit more dialogues, but I know that one of the things is going to be that time is going to be an issue, and I need to make sure I actually get through the entire game before the stream ends. So some of the backstory and dialogue I'm kind of skipping over because there is a lot of dialogue that can be done. Okay, so my Flame Dart is nearly maxed out, which should make me very ready for the Earth Elemental, especially since the game is on easy mode for the combat. Alright, day 10. I think things actually happen the next day. Of course, you can skip events, but it's kind of good to actually go through them to experience some of the stuff for some backstory. The poet has personally asked that you be present tonight, for he wishes to speak with you after his reading. Yeah, we don't have much mana. So there's actually nothing more we need to do today. Now, if you wanted to actually boost things like fighter skills, then sparring with Ahura would be the best thing to do to be able to have that happen. But I don't need any fighter skills to make it through this particular game. In the third one, I'll probably need some fighter skills, because I know that you can't avoid combat nearly as much. And you tend to have a lot more wandering around, which gets random encounters happening. If it would so please the hero, so that which he should know, a simple prize from Sultan Wise for deeds of air the land does owe. From the Sultan, we present thee with this purse for thy services, most brave and daring against the elemental of air. No, I want to return your purse, man. Came a hero drawn near to our land of fair Shapir. The catacalled and carried that one here. I shall tell an allegory about a quest for love and glory, which I shall relate if you will lend an ear. The hero first faced fire, which was making matters dire, for the flames he fought were flitting ever higher. With water first he fought it, and into a lamp he caught it, and our city of Shapir became our pyre. Hey, I was alone in that alley. How did these people get this story? Like the Sultan must have cameras everywhere. The next he faced was air, which I'm sure you're aware, was blustering and blowing here and there, before the winds became our bane as a fearsome hurricane. With a bellows then he caught it fair and square. I also like how Isser's not really following up on those bellows that we borrowed from him. We won't return them over the course of the game. So let us raise a cheer for the hero of Shapir, and remember that our praise is quite sincere, for in the quest for glory as related by this story, is a hero who has saved us from our fear, is a hero who's a hero without peer. And now we can just give him back his little purse. After we stand up, because standing is very difficult. That which I lost is now returned. I give you the praise of gratitude earned. The memory of a poet is long for those who aid him. Dang, we got some honor for that. Hey, Jasmine, and welcome! We're just playing Quest for Glory 2, a very old game from the 90s. I hope that the evening finds you well. Alright, so this is the day of the Earth Elemental. I fear, hero friend of the Kata, that Shapir again needs your aid. There's talk that an elemental of the Earth has destroyed the city. That's very dire news, but first, breakfast. Oh, well, hopefully you're able to get some rest, Jasmine. Alright, so back to the enchantress to get our story on the Earth Elemental. Basically, all we need to do is just spam Flame Dart on it, and it'll break apart. So, usual stuff. Share tea. Have some enjoyable tea. And ask about the... Oh, we can ask about the Caravan. Caravan is currently on the only way most people can travel to Rasir or the lands beyond. That'll be important in a few days, because we'll have to catch the Caravan. The essence of Earth is strength. It must be worn away before it can be captured, and it is only vulnerable to flame. It might be best contained in the type of cloth sack used to haul sand in this city. Okay, she doesn't tell us anything more about Rasir yet. Oh, that's right, I need to thank her and then say goodbye. So since we have the cloth bag on hand, we have everything that we need to actually take out the elemental. In fact, we're actually nearby. It can randomly pop up in this section of the city. As such. Fortunately, because it's on easy, it has no health. Otherwise, it would force you into combat, and then you'd have to do the combat with spam and flame dart. You scoop the elemental earth into the bag. Okay, so this is where the dervish gives us the message. So there's an oasis in the desert, and once you get to this point in the game, you can actually... You could go there and get his beard for Keep on Laughing for the magic shop to get some money. But this is actually the point where you can do it and get the next quest part. Okay, so I think it's 3 over. Oh, dang it. Fortunately, it's not doing this thing where it just keeps lunging at you. Because yeah, combat actually isn't really needed to get through any of this. If you aren't on easy, then the Earth Elemental will actually have enough health to make it to you. Yeah, but if I do that, then I have the unfortunate thing that it won't actually... Okay, the oasis is probably over here then. There we are. Men who talk without thinking have foot and mouth disease. To the west of Shapir and north of here stands a puzzle, 5 W's. Difference between beard and world is one whirls around tree, the other twirls around me. Okay, so the puzzle. He who seeks what is where finds out why. If not soon, then never. That is why you must solve the puzzle. Knowing who will help you find out why. That is the heart of the puzzle. Herrick may help you free the frozen heart from the body of the beast. It is said that man is like a caged beast, and a beast is like a rumor. It is best to dispel it early. Herrick knows the way, and I know the where. Man who sells pill and potion created with skill and devotion. The where is 5 screen lengths to the west of Shapir, and but 2 lengths north of here. Why, a screen length is about as far across this area around my oasis. When you discover the why, you will know more about the puzzle around the puzzle. You don't actually need to do this side quest, but it does give you a little bit more backstory and info. How are my water skins looking? 6 empty water skins. Wait, what the heck? How do they all get empty? There. Because yeah, you will very quickly die of thirst in the desert if you don't have water. There's actually a good reason for that, Adcott. Because it does tell you when you buy your source that your source can and would normally fight against you. Fight with you. But there are story reasons why your source is not fighting on your behalf. Okay, so now we need to find the caged beast. Dang fangled brigands. Oh, he's dodging now. Come on, back up, man. So I can keep spamming with spells. There. Dang. Making me use my dagger. This isn't like the first game where I can just constantly stab them. Oh dang, he's actually parrying too. There we go. See, this isn't like the first game where we can just spam dagger and kill, like, 20 goblins. We have to actually do stuff. And I'm lazy. I want my character to just be like, Flame Dart, it's dead. Alright, so this one, there's an easy point of reference for it. If we keep going west until we hit the Griffin's Nest, and then go one over, and then south we'll find the Caged Beast. And that's the easy way to get there. Now there's obvious stupid ways to die here. Wait, I don't want any rocks. Let's open the cage. Brilliant idea. Freeing a creature like this does not seem to have been a wise decision. Perhaps the fact that the beast is obviously starving and dying of thirst had something to do with its ill temper. So instead, what we need to do is feed it. We still can't open the cage, though. The beast greedily laps up the water while watching you with a hungry expression. Here, have some rations. He's wolfing that down pretty good for a snake. Closer look at the monster shows that it is fierce indeed, although obviously weakened by lack of food and water. It will not survive much longer. Its eyes catch yours, and you can't seem to look away. Huge eyes, burning eyes that see your very soul. You seem to hear in your mind the words, "Come closer, much closer. Come closer and release me freely. Come closer and trust me. Look into my eyes and trust me." Yeah, we're not doing that. Even if you feed it, he'll still kill you if you open the cage. However, this does mean that we can now get the quest to do the dispel potion for this game. I mean, snake-like. Snake-like, same thing, really. Yeah, definitely, Kartik. That's why you kind of want to boost the spell each game. As there's a few other... You'll use Force Bolt a lot, and a couple of other games add in... I think you get a Lightning spell in the 3rd game, and a Frost spell in the 4th game. So now we can talk to the apothecary and about the caged beast, which will give us the thing for the dispel potion. You give Herrick a brief description of the caged beast. That sounds most interesting. It's probably not a natural creature, but around here who can tell? You could try a dispel potion on it, though. A potion to break enchantments? I know of one in which the victim drinks the potion and the spell ends. It is a pity that I do not have any of the potion made up. I have most of the ingredients, though. If you could find me the ingredients I am missing, then I could make some dispel potions for you. To make a dispel potion, I will need the feather of a griffin, and let me think, that might be a problem. I need the fruit of compassion. For the potion to be effective, a strand of the enchanted victim's own hair must be dropped in at the last minute. However, this is up to you. We have the feather. The fruit of compassion is extremely rare, can only be given, never taken or bought. I have heard rumors of but one plant in the entire land where you might find this. There are tales told to me of a woman transformed into a plant through a genie's spell. She stands like a tree somewhere out in the desert, but it is said she bears no fruit. You should talk to the enchantress Aziza, for she would know more about this than I. So we can give him the feather now. I still need the fruit of compassion. And then we can actually go to Aziza to get the story about the next thing. The broken pizza spell? Sadly, no, there's no pizza spell. But in the 5th game, you learn a thermonuclear blast spell. Oh, right. I have to first have tea before I can tell her about stuff. There is some form of magical protection around the cage which prevents me from detecting it. It is clear that a powerful magic user intends the creature to die. The beast is probably enchanted. You will need a dispel potion to find its true form. That is indeed a sad tale. Let me show you of that which we speak. I will tell you of a time long ago when women wore veils and were but wives and chattel to men. There was a woman, a beautiful woman, a loving woman, who wished with her very soul to become a healer and thus aid others. Just the facts, ma'am. Her father tried to dissuade her, saying that this was no task for a woman of her gentleness and sensitivity. She would go about her duties quietly, but each evening she would tell him again that she wished to become a healer. At last her father gave in, and she was trained in the arts of healing. Despite the jeers and condescension of the male students and teachers, she became a healer and removed her veil forever. She soon discovered that life was not easy for a woman healer. Many men distrusted her skills and refused to call upon her. Some men called upon her only to try to take advantage of her beauty. One day a man came to her and told her the tale of his brother dying in the desert. She did not quite trust his manner of looking at her, but she would not refuse aid to one who might need it. She followed him out of the city and into the desert. She was led to an encampment of ragged tents. She soon learned that, to her sorrow, that the tale of the brother was but a lie. These were brigands, and what they did with her I shall not say. She tried to escape them the next day, and ran to the mountains to hide. They were swift to follow. They had nearly recaptured her when she called aloud for help. A genie heard her cry and transformed her into a tree. You could be the one to give her back her soul and free her heart from wood. You will try this, hero, will you not? There are 3 things you must give her to save her soul. A gift of kindness, a gift of magic, and a gift of love. The gift of kindness is simple. It is only what you would give to someone who has been in the desert far too long. You must then tell her about yourself, remind her what it is to be human. Your words are as important as the gift, for they give meaning to the act. The gift of magic is the gift of sacrifice. The gift must be something gained through hardship and from aiding others. It must also be something from which a plant can gain strength. Tell her how you got the gift and why. You will be reminding her of why she became a healer. The last gift, again, is simple, a mere gesture of affection. Remind her that there are still people in the world who care about others. Finally, there is something you need to say to her, to remind her of who she is. Her name is Julinar, flower of the pomegranate. When you have done this, your part in her tale will be complete. Julinar will not be able to walk this land as a human woman until another frees her with the power of true love, but you can at least free her spirit by giving her these gifts. What's a pomegranate? You will find her within a day's ride to the east at the base of the mountains. May you heal the healer. Alright, so that gives us the entire story as to what we need to do to get the fruit. And we have all the stuff now. At least assuming my water skins aren't empty again. Mostly full. Good enough for me. Alright, well, you have a good night, Adcott. And I hope that you have a pleasant evening. Or night. So this one's also pretty easy to find. We just have to go east. And eventually we'll find her tree. We could go there at any point, but until we've beaten the Earth Elemental, there would be no point of doing it, because... dang fangled brigands. We need the Earth Elemental to be able to... the remnants of the Earth Elemental to actually get it. Because that's the gift of magic that we needed to give to her. At which point, once we've done that, it's just the water elemental, which is actually pretty easy to take care of. And then it's on to Rasir. So the first thing is obviously water. The water, as you pour it onto the ground, quickly sinks to the soil and vanishes. You tell her how you took the famous adventurer's correspondence course and journeyed to Spielberg to become a hero. You mention how you came to Shapir and the things you have done here so far. The elemental earth seems to sparkle a bit in the light as it settles down into the soil around the plant. You tell about how you fought the earth elemental and how hard it was to defeat. We're embellishing. You tell how your friends needed you. The hero business is a dirty business, but someone's gotta do it. So yeah, you gotta be a hippie and hug a tree. Julinar's leaves rustle slightly at the sound of her name. A purple fruit has been created on one branch of the tree. The fruit of compassion drops into your hands, Julinar's gift to you for restoring her spirit. You carefully put the fruit away. Hey, Ronaldo, and welcome. Yeah, we get to ride a Saurus throughout the desert. Here's another gift. Off you go to the computer store for a new monitor. By the way, real heroes don't cast spells at ladies, even rather stiff ones.
Oh, there you are, kitty.
So with this, we can make the Dispel Potion and then free the caged beast in the desert. It is a magic fruit which may or may not be an eggplant. Jasmine. This will only take me 1 second. There. I do for you what I would not for another. This is a gift for all you have done for the city. I have made up 3 potions from what you gave me. Remember to have the victim drink the potion in order to break the spell. You will need to remember to add a freshly collected sample of the victim's hair before the victim drinks it. Alright, so we have our Dispel potions. So now it's time to go back to the desert, which will actually be the last time we need to go into the desert. Exactly. Well, actually, most of the folks will give you things for free if you needed to. But because I have so much money, I don't actually need to ask them for stuff for free. And you can also bargain people down for things. But your money can actually go pretty far in the game, which is why you really don't need to fight anything in the desert as well. I think I just need to feed him, and then I can give him the Dispel Potion. Oh, all my rations have disappeared. You get some hair from the beast and mix it into the Dispel Potion. Be freed! The beast greedily laps up the potion. I know not who you are, or why you saved me, but you are a fool if you expect to be rewarded for it. I am Alskurva, an apprentice sorcerer. My former master, Adavis, transformed me into that monster and left me to die. He will be most displeased that I am still alive. Do not think he will be unaware of your interference. He will be watching you from now on. I will give you this warning. Do not go near Adavis unless you have some spell of protection, or are very quick. If he manages to throw a spell at you, you will either be his willing servant or else be transformed into a creature most resembling your soul. There is some major ritual magic he has planned for when the moon arises between the scorpion's claws and the dragon's teeth. If he succeeds in this, it would be best not to be in this land. I certainly will not be. Just remember, Adavis awaits you in Rasir. Oh yeah, thanks for the food and water. At least he thanked us. Remember, Kartik, snake-like, it's the same thing, really. Besides, he was under, like, a magic spell or some stuff, so that it doesn't have to be a legit snake. Oh right, I can't bring my Saurus into the city. Okay, what day is it? Oh, it's day 12. There's so much time before the next thing happens. I think that the water elemental is day 14. So that means it's time to burn. Well, actually, we should probably use reversal. Because his warning about Adavis having a shape-changing spell is one reason we want our reversal a bit stronger. And to be honest, we don't need it very strong at all. We're just boosting our magic score. Okay, we don't have enough magic for it. It's at spell skill 40. That's enough. It just needs to block one spell. Reversal spell has worn off. Well, we're just thinking of all the spells we would reflect back at the alley. Alright, so day 13, I think we'll probably buy more rations. And then after that, we're pretty much done until we deal with the water elemental. The thing of earth was most fearsome. The very city trembled from it. We were most fortunate that Shima and Shamin brought you here. At least lots of folks appreciate us in this city. Alright, buy some more food. So I would have thought that our rations would have lasted longer, considering we keep eating at the inn. We actually don't need any spells to beat the water elemental. We need the air elemental in the bellows, which conveniently does the trick for us, because the water elemental will kill us very easily if we approach it. Our vengeance against this alley cannot be denied. Yes, this alley is where my parents were shot and killed, requiring me to become a hero. Not so much a vigilante, but an actual hero. As well as your grandparents. Yeah, that seems about right. Welcome, hero. Huh. Oh, okay, so there it is. Of course, approaching it will get us very super dead. For your information, go with the flow is just an expression. Wave bye-bye, everyone. Hey, Electroshocker, I'm doing pretty well. I hope your night's going pretty well as well. No worries, Moose. Like, if you have... real life always takes precedence to games and all that. Thank you for the kindness you have shown Jolinar. You are a true hero for helping her. Come in, sit down, and be welcome. So we'll ask her about the water elemental, even though we already know what to do. I don't think you actually get points for asking about it, but you still have the thing where you get more stuff about it. The essence of water is attraction. The elemental will draw all water into itself. It can draw water from the very body of a human that approaches it. In the fountain, the water elemental will draw upon the boundless magical stream, which is the lifeblood of the city. People will be dying of thirst as it grows in power enough to engulf the entire city in a flood. As long as the water elemental is in the fountain, the elemental cannot be harmed or contained. It is only vulnerable to air. Once away from the fountain, it will be drawn to the nearest source of water. You might then contain it. Okay, so she's still... Ha! Yes, it's lifeblood. More metaphorical lifeblood than actual lifeblood, though. So what we need to do... Wait. We don't want to drop our water skin. At least not in the relevant sense. We put an empty water skin down. Use the bellows to draw her away. And now we have a water skin filled with water elemental. Pick up the water skin that now contains the essence of the water elemental. Unfortunately, we're not going to take a drink. On this one, we're trying to save the land of Shapir. We've just from the various elementals, and then we journey to its sister city, Rasir, which has fallen into darkness. We've just defeated the 4th elemental that was threatening the city. And if we had left the elementals unchecked for too long, they'd eventually destroy the city. But with the 4 elementals defeated, now there's like another day or two of things going by, and then we journey to Rasir, where all the bad stuff is happening. Yes, we also have scorched an alley and hugged a tree. We might have tried to set the tree on fire afterwards, but it didn't work out. It is a good thing that you were around to save us. Yes, it is. That said, is my fire spell even maxed out at this point? It's not, but it's close enough. To be honest, if I had really wanted to, I could have just keep using mana pills. I don't actually need my fireball spell to be any stronger, because it's actually not even needed until the 3rd game. So the alley is spared our wrath for the next few days. Okay, the enchantress Aziza sends you this message of gratitude and requests that you visit her home tomorrow. Here, have money. Have all the money. How many pills do we even have, though? Like, we have tons and tons of money. Of course, I should point out that's only because we imported our character. If we hadn't done that, we would not have anywhere near this much money. Alright, so buying a few things because this will be helpful for going into Quest for Glory 3. Because you actually keep all your pills, and the pills are significantly cheaper in this game than it is in the next one. So now we have a ridiculous amount of pills to just cruise through the game. Yeah, as soon as Silksong's out, I'm gonna be very much eager to play it. So we'll make a separate save. And yeah, I'm very much looking forward to Silksong, but I think a lot of us in the Hollow Knight community are. Like, everyone is interested in seeing and being able to play it whenever it comes. I know. Like, it's actually super expensive for the pills in the next game. Because instead of buying them in packs of 3, you buy them just singly. Alright, day 16, which is our last day in the city. We leave for the caravan on day 17. And now we learn the very much important stuff. Oh, okay, and the poet is also in tonight. It is said that you are going to journey to Rasir. The Kata all hope for your safety and wish for your success, friend of the Kata. Oh, that's right, there's one other thing I need to do. Because this person gives me something. We are again in your debt. Your name will be told in the tales of the Kata as long as there are Kata to tell them. We Kata tried to think of some way to say how much we were grateful. Please accept this gift of a sapphire pin. May it do you good. Because we need this pin to be able to complete something later on. And if we left for Rasir without it, we would be very much screwed. You have saved the city through your resourcefulness and bravery. You are very much a hero. Welcome to my home. May your deeds be remembered forever. I worked some magic last night to uncover information about your trip to Rasir. I need to discuss this with you. Come, sit down and we shall speak. Gronk. Welcome, stranger. I shall be honored to have you for a guest. Gronkety Gronk. Perhaps he has a Saurus throatus. Come in, we shall all sit and see what we shall see. You are obviously enchanted, so we need now to see what is your true form. Water of wisdom, liquid of life, I call upon thee 3 times 3. Mirror without what lies within, so shall we have the true to see. Look into the water and we shall see your true form. Ah, the Emir al-Din. There was good reason why my spell could not locate you in Rasir. You are under a most powerful enchantment. The caster must be a very skilled wizard to craft such a spell. Water of wisdom, liquid of life, knowledge now is what I seek. Reveal the caster of the spell upon the one which I bespeak. You must take the caravan to Rasir. I will keep the Emir with me for safekeeping while you find the means to restore him to his rightful shape. I mean, we do have a dispel potion, he could just take it. We are all hoping for your success, hero, and eagerly await the pleasure of your return. Farewell. I like how we don't even get the option to be like, hey, there's a dispel potion that I have right here. I can free him right now. Okay, so that is the actual last bits of stuff on day 16. Oh crap, that was the wrong thing. I needed to do the evening so I could get the stuff with the poet. Okay, so we are going to reload. Good thing I saved. Because we want to make sure we actually get the all the scenes. My cat's name is Artemis. Well, to be honest, I've played these games before, Kartik, but it's also that it's knowing the stuff for to make sure that I could get through this in one night. Because if I was otherwise, it might have taken more than one stream. The Sultan of Shapir has now decreed that this hero is a hero here indeed, for actions fundamental in dispel and elementals, reward for he who freed us with all speed. From the Sultan we present thee with a purse for thy service, most brave and daring against the elementals of earth and water. Now we got tons of money. In the month of the Serpent, in the year of the Spear, darkness passed over the town of Rasir, and the rumor has been said that the old emir was dead, for Al-Din had seemed to disappear. The emir had a brother who quickly took the throne, but the shadow lurking under soon was known, for the Kata were exiled and Rasir was then defiled by the rules and regulations that were shown. The Sultan sent his men to restore Rasir to right, but they did not even have a chance to fight, for as they crossed the land, a tremendous storm of sand forced his forces to retreat from their plight. So now the rumors told at the city of Rasir that darkness shadows everything in fear, and he now does rule, has the emir in his tool. Disobedience brings punishment severe. The moral of the story, as the best of tales must tell, of the horrors of the orders that befell, is the simple corollary that the hero must be wary ere he journeys to that shadow's citadel, and we bid him luck and wish him to farewell. As you travel to Rasir, know that all of us in Shapir wish for your safety and the success of your mission. I'm surprised he didn't find a way to rhyme that. And thus our time in Shapir comes to an end. Hero, it is time for you to waken. Even now the caravan to Rasir is preparing to depart. Once you leave Shapir, you will be on your own. We can but give you some supplies to make your journey easier. These rations should last you for 1 more week. I've also prepared an extra set of clothes for you. Aw, you can't thank them for everything. Although I suppose you do that off-screen. The inn is filled with Kata merchants who wish you luck upon your departure. As you pass through the gates of Shapir, the gate guard presents you with a new Saurus, a gift from the Sultan. And thus we depart. Ahead in the desert sands awaits a massive Sauri, and riders being led by the caravan master, a huge centaur, who orders the caravan into motion before the sun can be seen. You ride out to join in this new adventure, pausing only to watch the sunrise. And time to dramatically journey. Oh, disaster strikes. Yeah, I forgot to mention, 50% of the time you get attacked by brigands and it's just game over. It's supposed to simulate real life. Yeah, we're totally dead. We just been attacked by too many brigands to hold off. The caravan comes under siege from hundreds of nomadic brigands. Your small group is vastly outnumbered. The situation looks grim. Up, intermission time. We'll see you in Quest for Glory 2.5. And instead, we've actually fought off the entire thing by ourselves. I love the smell of victory in the morning. It smells like sweat, no, oregano, no, like victory. Yeah, victory. Yeah, that's the ticket. We might have killed a few people that were part of our caravan, too. See, I'm pretty sure their numbers are much smaller. That might be our doing. After a week of traveling, you leave the caravan when it comes within sight of the city of Rasir. The caravan master warns you that Rasir is a dangerous place to be, and bids you to be wary of all you meet there. He rears up and salutes you, and you watch the caravan move onward into the desert. You ride alone to the entrance to Rasir, and pass through the barred gates, which barely open for you. Hey, just because I used a lot of mana pills and burnt them all, that doesn't mean a thing. Stay where you are, stranger, or you'll discover how sharp a weapon can be. So you're the one they call the hero, Shapir. Well, understand this. We don't need those stinking heroes around here. Do I make myself clear? Oh, a wise guy, eh? Do I make myself clear? Stubborn, aren't you? Well, perhaps some time spent in prison would teach you some manners. To avoid prison in Rasir, you must learn to obey orders. See that you obey all the rules posted around town. Rule number 1, strangers must always carry their visa. Do you have your visa? Already breaking the rules, are you? Here's your visa. Don't leave town without it. Yeah, it's not a nice place to be. No, this is the second part of the game. Of all the gin joints in all the world, you had to walk into this one. It's time for some Casablanca references. A hush comes over the bar as people notice you and eye you sullenly. Well, you look what crawled in from the desert. He has been out in the sun so long his hair has gone yellow. Now, Wilmer, he is a stranger to our fair city. You wouldn't want to give him the wrong opinion about the hospitality of Rasir. Come here, stranger. I see you've already made the acquaintance of Caravan, our illustrious captain of the Rasirian Guard. So perhaps you already have an idea of Rasirian hospitality. Come here, sit down, and let us have a little chat, you and I. There's plenty of ways that you can get killed here. Welcome to the Blue Parrot. I am Ferrari. Signor Ferrari. Sit down, my dear sir, relax. You are among friends here. Fortunately, I'm saving so that we can come back to these deaths, depending on what time of the night. If you don't mind me saying so, you look like a man with a mission. I like that in a man. But perhaps a word of caution. In a city such as Rasir, there are many depths to the problems. Do not try to change things here too quickly. You will find that the system is not so bad, once you get used to it. However, it would be very dangerous to try to alter that system. You might make enemies. Enough of such morbid thoughts, though. Perhaps we should share a drink in honor of our new relationship. Would you prefer Rasirish coffee or a gin sling? A most prudent decision on your part. Wilmer, the coffee. Of course, whichever drink you pick, he shrugged it. Let us drink to our fortunate meeting. It seems you do not drink. Perhaps you do not trust my drinks? Ha ha ha. You are indeed a dangerous man. I like that. You will do well in Rasir. We will reserve a room here for you tonight. You will need to return here before dark, for it is forbidden to be out at night. Join me this evening and we will talk some more. I have some information which may prove useful to you. I will see you later. I have some thinking to do now. Now, this is one of the most annoying parts of the game because you have to waste a lot of time for night to fall. And it takes a while. Yes, he has to do very big thinking. See, the city looks pretty nice. It's only fallen into complete disrepair, and, you know, the magical fountain isn't having any water in it. This is nothing. And there's screams in the background. That's like minor stuff. Huh, I wonder if I can get up there. Because I know going up there is for the thief's path. I guess not. I Because, yeah, the thief would be breaking in there. Unfortunately, on this day, there's nothing we can really do. We can technically go outside. You are not allowed without showing your visa, yellow-haired dog. Your papers are in order. You may pass. The Saurus is an amazing beast. This steed must have remained at the gate, awaiting your future need, where you carried on your business in Rasir. We can actually fight on our steed now, like we were told that Sauruses could do. This is the only time we get to do it, because after this, by the next day, Rasir will be closed off to us. We won't be able to leave the city anymore. See the majestic Saurus kill everything. It's just a little bit ghost town. It's like maybe 60%. That's definitely nothing like too terrible. Oh, it's mid-afternoon still. Unfortunately, you just can't keep resting because the game will say, you don't feel like resting right now. Yeah, see, it's like only 25% ghost. The majestic Saurus, most dangerous beast of the desert. Also, I have it on easy difficulty, so it actually kills things super fast. I think that if your Saurus takes too much damage, then you have to actually fight it normally. But sadly, because our source in the around Shapir was the emir enchanted, we don't get to do any cool fighting with him. Okay, hopefully I can rest. Darn it, I don't feel like resting. Mid-afternoon. Usually getting into a fight lets you rest. Dang, our mount should have been the hero of this story. Yeah, but sadly our character is like, I don't want to sleep for 4 hours. See, I don't feel like resting right now. Dang it, it's still mid-afternoon. Well, because your character's like too antsy or something, he's like too rested to be able to do anything like that. So right now it's just killing time. I don't even think this boosts any of my skills. Oh wait, it got to do a combo thing? Did like a tail flick. Oh, come on. Dazzle spell. I defeat it with Razzle Dazzle. Oh, jeez. There, fire spell. My dagger is like made of plastic or something. Okay, hopefully I can rest now. After an hour's rest, you feel much better. Sunset approaches. Good, we can finally go back. Turn to the city. I know, Razzle Dazzle. The Dazzle spell isn't all that great. But it does have some use. And we actually do need it in the finale, I think. but not in a combat thing. Come, join me here, my dear sir. You are still a novelty in Rasir, and I take a vested interest in all things new. It is time we discuss some things together, you and I. I wish to tell you a story, a fable that has a moral. How you choose to react to this moral is your own life. As you well know, the old emir was disposed last year, and his brother took over the palace. Rasir used to be a place with very few laws and restrictions, a place where the streets were filled with people and merchants, and water flowed free from the fountain. That has changed with the coming of Caravan and his master. A new order has been established. The weak have perished or fled. Only the strong who adapted remain. Those who could not adapt were destroyed. You are strong, but it remains to be seen how adaptable you are. It would be a great shame for you to wind up in Caravan's dungeons. Enough of that for now. I have someone I would like you to meet. Ugarte, I would like to introduce you to Hedrak. I am very pleased to make your acquaintance. I have heard much about you already. Ugarte here provides an invaluable service to this community. He obtains things for others which are otherwise unobtainable. For a nominal fee, of course. It seems he has some information for you. A rumor, perhaps, that may influence your actions. I will be happy to share such information for, say, 5 dinars. This is one where if you don't have the money to pay him, it's a game over. I easily have the money. But if I were to, say, drop my money and then try to pay him, I would get that. Caravan has sent word out to his men that you are to be watched at all times. It seems that someone is very interested in your actions. You should be aware that Caravan does not usually greet strangers at the gate. You were expected. Why would he take an interest? There is a little matter of a prophecy to be fulfilled, and this one may be the one. I suspected before that you were a very dangerous man to have around. It seems I am correct. Still, it will be very interesting to see how this game plays out. You may stay tonight in the first room past the door on the left. This someone told Caravan to watch for you. It is interesting to see Caravan play the lackey around here. Caravan is not the person in charge in Rasir, although he would like to believe otherwise. About that one I can say no more. It is said that the whisper of his name will draw his attention. I have no wish for him to notice me. Caravan likes to be the one to give the orders around here. He is not happy when he is forced to follow them. It is said that someone is waiting for someone to open the door to something. I have had no desire to learn more about it. Things dealing with magic are best left alone. And so that's the stuff that we need to get from him. See, this is a great inn. Definite quality. Like 5 out of 5 stars. Yes, Zalian. Hey, you gotta have that spot perfectly clean, you know? You sleep fitfully, dreaming of rat-like monsters pulling at you. In your dream, you felt cruelly exposed, but you recovered. Ignore Ferrari sends his regrets, but he had some rather disturbing news. He will talk to you this evening. So this one has some events play out. Particularly since in the plaza by the fountain, we're having some things happen. You see several people gathered in the south part of the plaza. I know. Do not interfere. Hero, you must help me. Do something. The swords of the skin press deeper into your skin. There are no heroes in this town. You of all men should know that, Ugarte. I know very little. What is going on? I am innocent of any wrongdoing. If you are so innocent, then what is this? I don't know how that water bag could have gotten there. Someone must have planted it on me. Water skins under your tunic? You know that smuggling water is a crime against the state. You also know what we do to criminals like you. No, please, I am innocent. I do not know how it got there. No! Hero, help! This is the fate of anyone who breaks the rules of the city. Remember this, and see that you do not suffer the same fate. I hope you are smart enough to learn this lesson. You do not want to see the dungeons of Rasir. Yeah, it's a quality inn. As I said, 5 out of 5 stars. And of course, at this point, we will have an event that we have to follow, or we'll be arrested. As we're making our way back to the inn. If you are truly a hero, follow me. If we don't follow her, we will be 100% arrested. Oh, wait. Please, you must help me. Take off your clothes. I must leave the city before I am forced to marry Caravan. I have heard you are a hero. With your help, I can be out of the city before nightfall. I wish to disguise myself as you, and leave with your visa, so please let me exchange clothes with you. You hand her the spare change of clothes that Shima packed for you. Thank you so very much. Rather convenient that she had a wig. How do I look? Do you think this will fool anybody? It's so nice not to have to wear a stupid veil. Please, in order to leave the city, I need one more thing, although it will be dangerous for you. I must have your visa. And of course, since we are a hero, we need to give her our visa. Thank you ever so much. In return for your favors, I can only give you a token. Here is my mirror. You have but to show it to any woman in the palace and she will aid you. Again, my thanks and may fortune favor you. Farewell. Oh, I thought we could wait until she clears the alleyway before you leave. We can ask her stuff. I am called Meizun. Caravan finds great pleasure in the pain of others. Yes. There actually is a joke. If we didn't have the visa because we dropped it, there is a game over where it does various credit card and department store puns. Caravan will not marry Zaisha. I will kill him myself before I let him have her. Which we will do that. We'll go back to those game overs after we get to the end of the game. The city has been destroyed by Caravan and Adavis. He has a snake's eyes and hates all women. If you need a place of safety in the palace sometime, the harem will welcome you for the aid you gave my mistress. I shall tie a veil from the battlements at night to guide you. Thank you greatly. So as well, we can't leave the city anymore at this point. Okay, what time is it? Because we have to wait until evening for... It's mid-afternoon, the one bane of our existence. Please tell me it's sunset approaches. Good. We just need to be able to go back and talk to Ferrari. It is a pity about our friend Ugarte, is it not? I can see that you are as broken up by the affair as I am. However, it seems that he asked someone the wrong questions about you. That was just a performance put on for your benefit this morning. Caravan has known about Ugarte's water smuggling for a long time. A most dangerous man, Caravan. Almost as dangerous as you are. Please do not disturb me. I need to think. And now to stay at this wonderful inn again. 5 stars. I mean, 5.5 out of stars. As you enter, the sounds of the bar go still. It has been a pleasure dealing with you, my dear sir. At which point, we are arrested. You are under arrest for breaking the law of Rasir on this day, the 29th of the Serpent, year of the Jinn. Come quietly or you will be taken by force. We aren't even told what law we broke. You briefly considered struggling with the guards, but realized that there are just too many of them. You follow the guards through the dark streets, past the gates of the palace, and into the dungeon of Rasir. After being dragged to the dungeon of the palace, you were roughly searched, beaten, and questioned by the guards. They warned you that Caravan will soon be coming to personally question you, and that you won't enjoy it. I don't know, if my character's masochistic enough, I guess he could. You tell the Kata about your friendship with his cousin, Shima. My heart says that you are a friend, but my mind fears you are a trap. Is there not some token you can show me to prove what you say? Which is why we needed the sapphire pin. A pin like that can only be seen by a friend, such is its magic. You must be very trusted by my people to gain such a thing. Well, Kata friend, let us escape this very dangerous place. Unfortunately, they took no precautions against the spellcaster. I have heard from others in the underground that there is a concealed passage in the room outside this cell. We broke all the laws. Yeah, that definitely would be the case, Jasmine. The entrance to the passageway should be here. Yes, it is here. Lend your strong shoulder to the task. I have helped others escape through the secret passageways. Do not fear, I will lead you to safety through the passageways, Kata friend. Perhaps before you leave, you should pick up your equipment over there near the cell. But do not dally too long, or the guards will surely come. If we don't take our equipment, then we will die. Because the game will be unwinnable at that point. The Kata leads you through dark passageways under the palace to a secret exit into the Rasir streets. If I understand correctly, you are he who defended Shapir from those magical elementals, and you are now here to liberate our fair city. I am impressed by your sense of honor, yet despite your previous heroics, I think you will need assistance in taking down the entire Rasirian regime. Alright, well, you have a great night, Electroshocker. I believe you should lay low for now, friend of the Kata. If you are captured again, they will surely kill you on sight. Tomorrow night, the Underground will launch an attack on the palace in an attempt to overthrow the Emir. If you can manage to stay out of Caravan's hand for one more day, you will be a very valuable ally to us. My name is Sharif, means honor. It is rumored that Caravan is but a tool for someone more cruel and powerful, someone who uses magic to rule Rasir. The magic of the Kata is subtle, an oil lamp that never burns out, a door that always opens to your touch, a pin that can only be seen by friends. Caravan is the most feared man in all Rasir, although rumor has it he is not the most powerful. The grandmothers of our grandmothers' grandmothers were born in this place. Kata have lived here since before there was even a city. No one can keep the Kata from their home. The Kata will come back. We are little folk, yes, still we can bring down the state. You are right, our chances of avoiding capture will be greater if we split up. Yes, there are many cat puns, no doubt. Do not return to the Blue Parrot Inn. Those scoundrels will not hesitate to turn you in as soon as they hear Caravan is looking for you. Avoid the guards at all costs, as they will soon know of our escape. May we both fare well, hero friend. And of course, now we have more cutscene stuff happen. You find you cannot move. The man before you has a low, pleasant voice and eyes like a snake. Hedrak, I am your friend. Remember your friend, Adavis. Remember my voice. Remember my face. Trust me, I am your friend. You try to struggle, but your body will not obey. You cannot close your eyes, but you try to avoid his gaze. There is something about his eyes, though. Trust in my words, trust in my eyes. Look into my eyes and trust me. You look into his eyes and cannot look away. They seem to glow. His words seem to whirl around your head. I am your friend. Obey now your friend, Adavis. Yeah, he might have snake powers. Obey now my words. Obey now my voice. Trust in your friend and obey me. You find yourself relaxing. You are with a friend. His eyes are gentle, and his smile warms you. Oh, he ain't smiling. You know me. I am your friend, Adavis, who helped you escape from the dungeons of Rasir. Together we seek to aid our friend, Emir Aris. I was his trusted vizier, remember? Everyone knows viziers can't be trusted. You find yourself nodding at this humble gentleman. To end the evil reign in Caravan and restore our friend, the Emir Aris, together we must go into the desert. We must journey to the Forbidden City and recover the magic item that will break the spell upon the Emir. We need to get the statue of Iblis. Yes, you know this is something you've got to do, but you frown as you try to remember something you once heard about Iblis. You remember the statue of Iblis, don't you? It has remarkable powers and can break any spell it touches. We need to take the statue to Aris, our friend. Together, let us save the city of Rasir. He puts his arm on your shoulders and you smile. Here is a man of great wisdom that you have trusted and respected, and he needs your help. Together you will save the Emir. You and Adavis will get the statue of Iblis. You there, try walking through the door now. No, you fool, pass through it. Oh, get out of the way. You have no idea how or why you got here, but it is nice to be able to help such a nice man. I cannot be mistaken. My translation of the prophecy must be correct. It must be you. Of all the stupid heroes in the world, I had to be cursed with you. What is wrong? How does it go? For 1,000 years and a year, Iblis will be bound. I know that it has been 1,001 years to this very day, so that must be correct. Beneath the tombstones of the city that he once did found. This is the Forbidden City, there is no doubt of that. Then comes a hero from the Northland, led unto despair. You are the only hero that I have found recently. It must be you. I have no doubt you will despair before I am through with you. Passing through the door unopened that he will find there. The door, the cursed door. Why can you not pass through it? When the moonlight shines between the dragon's jaws, and is caught and held there by the scorpion's claws. The moon, it is not due to rise between the two constellations until tomorrow. How can I be wrong? I will not be denied! Just blow it up with some magic. I got flame darts, man. I cannot be wrong. It did not say 1,001 years and a day. No! But how can the moon be where it cannot be? You're the hero. Answer me how the moon can be between the dragon and the scorpion. Well, it's quite simple, really. If you have a mirror. You whip the mirror out of your pocket and carefully direct the reflected moonlight between the constellations. At last, now how does the rest of the prophecy go? And at last the hero, he who waits behind, shall see, while Iblis rises by the dark one and the light shall flee. By the name of Solomon, so shall this be. Now you know all that you need to know. Go in there and bring me the statue of Iblis. Yeah. He's definitely the kind of person that would rage quit. For a few moments, your mind is overwhelmed by the squall and whirling wind. Then the euphoric feeling starts to fade and you stand alone in the darkness. The past few hours are hazy in your memory. You only remember one thing clearly. You are here to find the statue of Iblis. So this is where our magic lamp comes into play. If we didn't have the lamp, we would die here very quickly. Which we will backtrack to do after we finish the game. Fortunately, we're able to see. Oh right, this one's actually pretty easy to screw up depending on how fast the game is. There we go. Of course, you can ride it off to your doom with the waterfall. Your foot slips into the force of air rushing into that small opening. There's tremendous pressure from all the wind trying to surge into the hole, and you struggle to overcome it. Whew, that was close. That's right. The rocks shake, but they are still well supported at the base. The wind no longer blows as fiercely as before. So the reason we did that is, in the next room from the top, if we didn't do it, the wind would push us back. Yes, gotta do some dancing as well. I probably need to heal. It actually does quite a bit of damage. If you actually click the right places, this isn't that hard to get through. But I'm not very good at it, apparently. Since we're a wizard, we can just levitate down like a pro. After all, if you're a wizard, you have to use magic at every opportunity. You hear a deep echoing voice. None shall enter, none shall pass, but he who speaks the name of power. Speak now the name of power. No, it's Solomon. I can't spell with a darn. And of course, lots of treasure that's all cursed and everything that we need to skip. A glow illuminates this chamber. It flows from an object high atop the strange structure before you. Yeah, we are the Chad Wizard. At the sight, although we're gonna get punked again by Adavis. At the sight of the glowing object, you feel irresistibly drawn forward. Your feet seem to move with a will of their own. As you draw near, you see that the object is a statue made of crystal. A dark, shapeless form stirs within it. The crystal's cool glow is numbing. You feel compelled to pick it up, but as you reach out, you are suddenly unable to move. Dang it, if he could just teleport in, why didn't he do that at first? Fool, some hero you are, a pawn of the very man you sought to destroy. Thanks to your help, I now have that through which I can summon the most destructive power ever known, Iblis himself. Do you know how long I have waited for this moment? 70 years. 70 years I have served the Dark Master while watching for the stars to align. 70 years I have spent learning the magic that controls men's mind and waiting for a fool to fulfill the prophecy for me. Tonight, as the moon rises between the scorpion's claws and the dragon's teeth, I shall begin the ritual that shall make me the master. I will control Iblis and thus control the world. While you, pawn of prophecy, shall remain in this tomb, you shall be he who waits behind. I know, he was such a nice man. Farewell, hero. I am very shook to my core that he turned out to be evil. I mean, he was a vizier and everything. However, we can see a nice little glow in the thing. You pick up the ring and read the inscription, "He who waits behind." As you put it on your finger, you twist it a bit to see its design. I may grant you 3 wishes, O Master of the Ring. What is your first wish? And now we'll get some backstory. I've been in the ring so long, I think I forgot. You can just call me Genie, though. Oh, that's not useful. Well, I was supposed to make sure Iblis doesn't get loose, so now I guess I got to help you bring him back, as the prophecy says. Iblis was the most powerful of all jinn. 1,000 years and a year ago, he created a huge city here and tried to make all men bow before him. Yeah, if he didn't have the mirror, he'd be SOL. Solomon summoned all the jinn to his side, and with their power turned the city into Iblis's tomb. Then Iblis himself was caught and bound, and he became the statue you saw here. Solomon ben Daud was the wisest of the wise, strongest of the strong, most magicalist of the magicians. He was also very kind and made me he who waits behind and put me in the ring. I'm the genie of the ring. Solomon asked for someone to stay here and guard to make sure Iblis didn't escape. I volunteered. All the other jinn laughed at me, because I'm not very good at magic. But not Solomon. He said I'd do fine and let me be he who waits behind. I guess he was wrong, huh? Iblis is gone and you and I are kinda stuck here, aren't we, Master? You are the Lord of the Rings since you put it on and twisted it. Your wish is my command as long as it helps return Iblis here. We Jinn are all very great and powerful. Well, some of us are anyway. This used to be the city that Iblis created, but after Solomon and all the other Jinn beat Iblis, this became kinda his tomb, I suppose. The prophecy may have become a bit garbled over the years, but the original went like this when Solomon taught it to me. Hey, Salty Final Boss, and welcome! We are the Lord of the Ring, but not that ring, Zaliant. 1,000 years and years so shall Iblis be caught in the tombstones of the city where he and I once fought. Until moonlight has been captured twixt the Scorpion and Drake, then comes a hero from the Northland and the ancient powers wake. Led and followed by a dark one, guide to deceit and despair, passing through the trial by fire, trials of water, earth, and air. Passing through the door unopened, barrier that yields to none, by my name of Solomon, so shall this be done. Come at last into betrayal, and to he who waits behind, that's me. And now, how did that go? An Iblis shall rise, and something about a final night. I'll remember it sometime. I can grant you 3 wishes by the power of the ring. I can get you anything you want, as long as it is health, prowess, or teleporting you to Iblis. Okay, I need to take a quick break, so I will be back in 1 moment. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that, folks. Alright. Yes, Aladdin, Lord of the Ring crossover and all that. There are lots of, Okay, so prowess, I can give you the ability of 10 men at any skill of which you want to improve, but you have to wish for such and such or whatnot. So, this gives us 50 in any skill that we want. However, it can even teach us a skill we don't know. But it can even put us beyond the the cap of 200 skill. Since we're a wizard, we are gonna do magic. Gee, it's so nice when my magic actually works. What's your next wish, O Master of the Ring? May you have the skill of 10 men. You suddenly feel much more skilled. You have but 1 wish left. Choose carefully, Master. So we need to teleport to Iblis as our last wish, otherwise it's going to be game over. Welcome back, Mr. Squiddy. Alright, so teleport to Iblis. There will be no safety for anyone until Iblis is returned, Master. We must hurry and bring him back. In the name of Solomon bin Daud, the Binder, and by my power as he who waits behind, take us to Iblis. And now we're in the endgame. Wow, what do you know? It worked! My magic really worked! We are now in what you call Rasir. This is as close to Iblis as I could get. There are some very powerful spells coming from that palace over there. We don't have much time. Well, what are you waiting for? Let's go! There's a soft whisper from the alleyway. Hero friend, what magic you have at your command? The underground is prepared to attack the palace. If you need to enter there, we will provide some distraction for you. However, we are almost ready. So you must hurry before you're caught in our battle. Giraffe silently sneaks off. And there is, in fact, very much a time limit here. If we take too long, we will have Iblis be freed. Dazzle spell! Razzle dazzle! My eyes! I can't see! So, time to run. Hurry, Master! You must follow me! You race through the palace passageways, pausing now and again to evade scurrying guards. The Djinn of the Ring, for all of his forgetful nature, seems to have a clear idea of where he's taking you. Through here, Master. Iblis is close and time is short. There, Master. Through the door over there is the ritual chamber where Iblis is being summoned. Let's go. The people of the city are revolting, and Atavis has to choose this time of all times to do some sort of magical ceremony. I am ordered to guard this door when I should be out leading the troops. A pox upon the head of all magicians. You will have to give the orders. Let no one into the palace. If a single person gets past you, I will have your head on a platter. To hear is to obey, sir. Well, what are you waiting for? We need to get to that door. So if we were a fighter, we would actually have a fight with Kaveen. But as a wizard, he won't fight us. Kaveen visibly relaxes, appears to lose track of his... appears to lose track of his train of thought. For a moment, he seems to not know what to do. This is Quest for Glory, Salty Final Boss. It came out in 1990. You did it. Now you must go on. So levitate down. Now, through the door at the top of the stairs is Iblis. There's some sort of spell on the door, but I don't know what it is. There's an awful lot of magic around here. Please, we've got to do something. Hurry. Hear me, O dark powers, light the darkness and bind Iblis to me forever. You seem to have triggered a magical spell on that statue, Master. So defeat it by casting Trigger. That's got it, boss. Now to stop those candles. I actually do want to turn the game speed down, just ever so slightly. We cast Reversal, because he's going to be kind of ticked whenever we disrupt his ritual. You will pay! By the powers of all darkness, by the power of my name, shall your soul be mirrored outward and your body be the same. So his shape-changing spell would have affected us if we hadn't cast Reversal. Fool! So, the hero has a reversal spell. Well, there's a way around that. Stop him, Master. Don't let him cast that spell. So we have to hit the Brazier with our Force Bolt spell. No, Master, help me! We did it! Hooray! As different classes would defeat him differently. Thank you, Master. Now I can take Iblis back to his tomb, where he will be safe for another 1,000 years and a year. Ha, yes, you fool! I knew I would remember it. The real prophecy is, 1,000 years and a year, so shall Iblis be caught, in the tombstones of the city where he and I once fought. Until moonlight has been captured twixt the Scorpion and Drake, then comes a hero from the north in ancient power's wake. Led and followed by a dark one, guide to deceit and despair, passing through the trial by fire, trials of water, earth, and air, passing through the door unopened, barrier that yields to none, by my name of Solomon, so shall this be done. Come at last into betrayal, into he who waits behind. Seek ye then to capture Iblis ere he rises unconfined, else shall come the night eternal, darkness overshadows light, unless a hero seeks the darkness and restores the wrongs to right. Bye-bye, Master, it's been fun. Dramatic pose. With the help of the slave woman Mayzun, you found the Emir Ali hiding in his bedroom. With your urgent and a few sharp remarks from Mayzun, the Emir swore he'd restore the city. By the first light of dawn, the Emir Ali al-Din Hassan ordered all fighting to cease and proclaimed the evil rule of Atavis and Kaveen to be over. As the Emir began an incredibly dull speech, you slipped away to complete your quest. Yeah, this one's a lot more complex than the first game. You stand beside the cracked and dry fountain in Rasir's Plaza, the fountain. You hold in your hands the water skin containing the water elemental that you captured so long ago in Shapir. The elemental under your command is released into the fountain. And we'll go back and do do as many of the fails as possible, because there is a lot of ways to screw up in the finale, which ends up with Iblis destroying everything. You stare in wonder at the powerful transformation of the plaza by the magic of the water elemental. I definitely need to get a drink. There's been so much narration. The Sultan personally sent me to return you to his palace, hero of all Shapir. Yeah, there's a lot of rhymes and puns, salty final boss. The palace of the Sultan. There are many ways to end the world in this game, mostly by letting Iblis be free. Hedrick, that should be... Who will anyone speak for the stranger of the north? We shall speak for Hedrick. We are Shamin and Shima, keepers of the Cattail Inn. When the Kattas were driven from Rasir, we journeyed to the Northland in search of a hero. We met Hedrick. Through his courage and his skills, he restored the Baron's son and daughter and banished the wicked Baba Yaga. He became hero of Spielberg. He journeyed with us back to Shapir. Here he defeated the elementals of fire, air, earth, and water to save our city. He is a true hero. Who will speak for this hero of Spielberg? I shall speak for Hedrick. Yes, Baba Yaga's in the first one. I am the enchantress Aziza. And she's also in the fourth game. This man of his own free will went into the desert and sought the plant woman Julinar. Through his kindness and compassion, he allowed Julinar to forget the pain and suffering of her past, and to again face life with joy. This man also found a caged beast in the desert. Though it was wicked and most foul, Hedrick turned aside its wickedness and restored its humanity. We shall hope it may learn from the kindness of the hero. This man is a true hero. Who will speak for this man of kindness? I shall speak for Hedrick. No, Baba Yaga's in the first and fourth games. I am Zaisha, daughter of the Emir Ali al-Din Hassan. In order to escape the repression of my homeland Rasir, I asked the stranger for aid. At the risk of his own life, he helped me escape from the city. He is a true hero. Who will speak for this man of courage? Gronk. Then let him have a voice that he may speak. I like that we still haven't dispelled him until this moment just for the sake of drama. You offer one of your dispel potions to the Saurus. When Adavis transformed me into a Saurus, I lost all hope of returning to my own form. Yet this man showed me his courage, kindness, and honor, and I knew that Hedrick would restore me. Who will speak for this man of honor? The Sultan shall speak for Hedrick. Yeah. I am Harun al-Rashid, Sultan of the land of Shapir. I am the poet Omar, teller of tales for all to hear. By the words which have been spoken, by the deeds that have been done, I proclaim this man a hero. I now call this man my son. Moving up in the world. Is there anyone now who will speak for the son of the Sultan? I shall speak for him. Now, if I wanted to be a paladin, this is where I could become a paladin. This man has shown courage in the face of great danger, kindness to those in need, generosity to the poor, honesty in dealing with others, and mercy to his enemies. He is a man of great honor. Hedrick, I, Rasha Rakish Satarna, offer you my sword, Soulforge. Will you accept it, and with the title of paladin that comes with it? Unfortunately, we're going to be playing the wizard route through this series. You tell Rakish that the honor is great, but that you feel the way of the paladin is not yours to pursue, even though we get a fire sword if we become a paladin. Then I wish you good luck on the road you choose to follow. Yes, this is how you become Prince of Shapir. And you get referred to as a prince quite often in like, oh, I was only 3 points away from the maximum. I missed something. And now you can save your character to import him into Quest for Glory 3. Yeah, the Paladin's actually pretty interesting to play Salty Final Boss. But the original series came out in 1989 with the first game, and this is a remake, a fan remake that came out in 2008. The original game came out in 1990, and the entire series has it to where you're an adventurer who becomes hero in 5 different lands that you can import your character between them. Sort of. Because in the first game, you can actually beat the game without driving Baba Yaga from the land, and it will remark on that, but by the 4th game, it assumes that the hero did in fact drive Baba Yaga from the land. And yeah, this one, I never played the remake, I played the original Quest for Glory 2, so this one's a really nice one. It also doesn't make the original Quest for Glory 2 used the old text parser one of the original Heroes Quest. And despite all the goofiness and puns and such, it actually is a pretty fun series. I never finished the 5th game though, mostly because it changes more to an action RPG with a little bit of point-and-click adventure stuff, whereas the first 4 are more point-and-click game with RPG elements. I'm gonna actually go back and do things of which you can fail and get killed along the way. And then we will, then that's where we'll probably end, because I don't want to start Quest for Glory 3 tonight. I'll just start that next Wednesday. And so, as the moon moves slowly through the starry sky above the mountains in the desert of Shapir, our hero bids a fond adieu to his latest set of adventures and miserable puns. Where will the road lead next? But wait, there's more to come in the next thrilling saga of the Quest for Glory by Lori and Corey. Quest for Glory 3, Wages of War, which we journey to Tarna with Rakesh to try and stop demons. Yeah, now we will go back to get various deaths. I won't do all the ones in the finale because every time you get killed in the finale, most of the finale ones, you have to watch Iblis destroy the city over and over. Okay, so 1 second while I reload the game. It's all an ad for Quest for Glory 3. Alright, let's see that. Okay, good. It went in. So the first thing we'll do is let him summon Iblis. This is going to take a little bit, so we'll just put up the game speed for a bit. Another candle! Master, hurry! Another candle! Master, hurry! Do something, Master! He's about to light the final candle and then Iblis will be free! The last candle! Iblis is free! The buildings start to collapse as Iblis rises up. You frantically hold onto the edge, but it crumbles in your hands as you start to fall. Your only consolation is the look of surprise on Adavis's face as the roof collapses on him. Yes, it always advertises the next game. And of course everything ends. We might have done screwed up a bit. Third game will probably be next Wednesday. You did your best, but it just wasn't good enough. Isn't that a quote for the ages? Okay, so now... If we don't use reversal spell, he'll shape change us into a Saurus. Oh, goodness. You will pay such and such spell cast stuff. Caravan will enjoy having you for his very own, but I doubt you will live very long. You will pay for preventing me from releasing Iblis. You will pay. Your transmogrification by incantation presages your expiration, but your instigation prevented devastation by Iblis's domination. See, we know some big words. That is, you saved the world, but all you got for it was Saurus breath. Next time, take a moment to reflect before you enter this situation. And so, if we let him cast his spell after we reflect it, then we will die horribly. Stop him, Master. Don't let him cast that spell. The spell is about to go off. It'll get you for sure. Next time, take a tip from Adavis himself. If your spell rebounds from its target, then find another target. Let's see. Oh yeah, the wishes. If we keep wishing for things that are not, Oh, Zatrix Fox, thank you for the sub. If we wish all our wishes away without teleporting to Iblis, then we'll be stuck here. Okay, one more spell. By my power, may you have the skill of 10 men. You suddenly feel much more skilled. Come on, just one more little wish. You've wished away your 3 wishes, O Master of the Ring. Enjoy your stay at Hotel Iblis. It will no doubt be a long one. Wow, that was one way down, but it hurt. A lot! So if we screw up the name repeatedly... You hear a roar of rocks collapsing in the distance. The crash of boulder upon boulder echoes through the cavern. Your ears are deafened by rocks crashing and shattering against one another. Your last thoughts as the cavern collapses around you are, who thought up this crummy puzzle anyway? Just walk around in the dark cavern. It is difficult to judge where you are going in this darkness. It is also very dangerous. You feel what might be a wall of this cave. It feels cold and damp despite the desert outside. The sound of wind is mostly above you. You bump your head. Come on. I should be able to die. As you step forward, you find nothing to step onto. Your hands grab for a stalagmite, or is it a stalactite? But you slip on the slick surface. You find yourself fallen. Afraid of the dark? You should have been. Perhaps you would have lasted longer if you hadn't taken the darkness so lightly. That's right. Arrested. Alright, well you have a great night, Paris. Oh, it's Karthik. Okay, sorry. Well you have a great night, Karthik. Okay, after we get arrested, we have plenty of ways in which we can get killed here. First off, the cat cries out in pain, causing the guards to rush in. They take you to a cell from which you cannot escape. The guards come in and drag you away for your interrogation with Caravan. It is less than pleasant. Kata watches you calmly with a mixture of interest and suspicion. Now I have my weapons back. Oh, come on. I should be able to... That's right, I would have needed another throwing dagger. The game does not let you drop all your weapons, like in the first game. Okay, so I have to give him the sapphire pin. Oh, that was the wrong thing then. I shouldn't have picked up my equipment. Because if you try to go escape without getting your equipment, you will both die in the darkness. Alright, open the secret way out. Especially when your equipment is sitting right there. You shouldn't have any reason that you decided you're just gonna go out. You and Sharif wandered the passageways beneath the palace. Without your equipment, you both perish in the darkness. Alright, where's some other ones? Oh, mysterious stranger. So if we ignore the one woman trying to beckon us over, we will get arrested. You are truly a hero, follow me. I'm not a hero today. You are under arrest for speaking with a known subversive. You will come with us now. 2 more guards walk up behind you and escort you to the dungeon. After some brutal questioning, you are just locked away for a long time. Oh, that's right, the various visa puns. Yeah, I don't think I will. No, I just don't feel it today. So we need to drop both our change of clothes and the visa. The first thing the lost will get is when we don't have the spare change of clothes to be able to give them away. We need the text parser to do it. You exchange clothes with Zaisha since you no longer have any spare ones. You don't look very chic in her veil, but it's a nice fit. Suddenly, the guards break in and drag you off to the harem. You marry Kaveen and both live happily ever after. No, it's not one of my favorites, but folks kind of enjoyed the bit of Quest for Gory Floor I played around Halloween, so I wanted to just kind of play through the series. And I've been meaning to because I want to finish the 5th game. I have said quite a while I would do this, so... Not on stream, but I personally wanted to. Okay, so if we give her the clothes, but we no longer have our visa, so we'll get credit card puns. It's more with Hedrak because it's a shorter thing than Cranky Templar for certain games for naming conventions, but it's also that for some games like World of Warcraft, that's my character's name, that folks know me better by that in that context. I must have your visa. Oh, I have to change it back to combo. You discover you have no visa, so you offer her your master's card. She sears you with her gaze, then beats you to a pulp with a mace and takes your money. You're unable to ward off the blows and are soon JC penniless. She is very good at disguises. Like, she just had a wig that just happened to be perfectly match your own hair. That's like Disguise 100. Alright, so now we have no money to pay him with. You find you do not have the money. Ugarte quick loses interest in you. Well, what kind of hero are you? You come into town acting like you are a wealthy man and make a poor, honest businessman such as myself work for nothing. You may live to regret arriving here with no money. Do you think to live on charity? Wilmer, show our poor hero here to quarters more fitting his purse. You are led out of the Blue Parrot where you are quickly arrested for vagrancy. You spend a long while in Kavin's dungeons after all. Let's see. At the beginning of Rasir, we can actually have plenty of things that get us killed as well. Yeah, sure. What's your question? If we cast magic in here, we will definitely be uber dead. Same thing if we try to throw daggers. Even as you start, you feel a dagger strike you and see another gleam in Wilmer's hand before he throws it. Then you see nothing at all. Alright, so if we keep purchasing Jinn slings, we will eventually die as well. Wow, now you know where the drink got its name. You feel as if you've just been slung by a Jinn. Slurred speech, unsteady gait. Yep, you're dead, alright. I'm doing pretty well today, Quest. I certainly hope you are doing well. And I'm... likewise to your question, Salty, Final Boss. I hope your day has been going well, as well. So if we just ignore Ferrari and leave... Ferrari is fat, but his patience is thin. Your delay has cost you his hospitality. Without a place to spend the night, you are arrested for vagrancy and thrown into Kavin's dungeons. Same thing if we don't order a drink. You should answer my question. Would you prefer our famous Rasirish coffee or a Jinn sling? Alright, well you have a great night, Moose. You are obviously a very busy man, as am I. Perhaps we can talk over drinks another time. I will not detain you longer. Wilmer, show our friend to the door. As you leave the room, you see the jovial expression harden to a glare. It is obvious that Signor Ferrari is not used to being ignored. You also find that you are no longer welcome at the Blue Parrot Inn. Since you have no place to spend the night, you are soon arrested for vagrancy. It is hard to be a hero in the bottom of a dungeon. I think that's most of them. Actually, there is one other one. Like if we, before we go into the dark cave, if we drop our lamp beforehand, then we'll get another choice to be killed. And technically, if we keep ticking off Adavis without using the mirror, he'll just transform us into a Saurus. Oh, I'm very sorry then, Salty Final Boss. Part of it's been that the narration with everything has been focused on that, to where I know that I've been kind of distant with chat. I definitely am going to need a drink after this, just from all the talking. Oh, that's why. Because it transforms you into a Saurus if you keep ticking them off. But I thought that you might be able to cast Reversal as a wizard, but you actually can't. Because you're under his mind control. Alright, so now we have no way to light our way through the darkness. You can't see a thing. It's too dark. I think eventually it gives me a pop-up. Door resists all attempts to open it. Dang it, I know I get a thing. It is difficult to judge where you're going in this darkness. It is also very dangerous. Actually, I might need the text parser one. Or maybe it's just parser only. Oh, it doesn't let me do things that kind of way. Uh-oh, you don't seem to have a lamp. Might as well die now, just to save yourself a little frustration. Your choice of poison. Okay, kill me now. Later, but not much later. Perhaps there's a reason why people are scared of the dark. Alright, we have a great night, salty final boss. Alright, so that is more or less the end game with stuff. There's plenty of other deaths that you could technically get along the way. Like, you can get starved to death, die of thirst in the desert, and all that kind of stuff. But that actually finishes out pretty much everything with Quest for Glory 2. Or at least as far as I think that I can really do tonight. So, one second. So what I'll probably do is have a character imported and then ready to go for Quest for Glory 3 next Wednesday. And then we'll just have it that will continue on with the game as well. I'm not sure if I can do Quest for Glory 3 and Quest for Glory 4 in one stream for each one, but we're gonna try and see where we can go. So nonetheless, thank you all for watching. I certainly hope you were entertained by this rather old game. Yeah, the stream's about to end in just a minute or so. But thank you very much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I will see you next time. I think we'll probably do Darkest Dungeon Saturday, and then we'll do Quest for Glory 3 next Wednesday. And thank you very much for coming by. Have a good night, Jasmine and Zatrix and everyone else.